Everybody. Did you say engaged?
Hey now.
I'll say welcome to Ssnotwasscall.
Ssnotwasscall. Oh wait, yeah, it is.
I am also your co-host.
Yeah, and
Chris Eric.
It's me, and she's walking away.
And Jules
Who's walking away?
Bland.
No
I'll
balls.
say
Absolutely none.
no balls.
Zero.
No.
I lost them all. I had a medium amount last time.
No balls.
And then
Hey, no balls about it. Good night, everybody.
Speaking of which, we have a guest.
Hey!
Kyla Tilley. Hey, Kyla's here.
Hello, Miss Tilley. How are you?
I'm good.
To which I say, what is this, a crossover episode? We got a lot of banners here, Kyla.
A lot of banners, a lot of segments, a lot of skits, a lot of pre-existing conditions.
One of my favorites is this one.
Oh wow, I've never seen that one before. That's exciting.
I don't get to use it a lot, but
So,
it's true all over the place.
We contractually we have to let you know that you are live across the internet. and I believe this is our first international affair. Is it
Yes.
not?
Yes, it
So
is.
thank you.
Ooh.
Lovely to see you.
feel
How
so
are you?
exotic. I'm
You
good.
as well. You should. Good.
I'm good.
Good.
And I'm audible.
You are. This is easily the best I've heard you sound, and you're welcome.
It's yeah. The duck is doing none of the lifting.
Duck do.
We all praise the StreamYard duck here for
Yeah.
taking a lot of the load off of our off of the Wi-Fi and the internet on the back end.
It'll work you better that way.
Hell yeah, man.
So
Do you
I
want
hope
to
you
get
had a
straight
great
into it?
time.
Yeah. This
And
is great.
we really appreciate you coming
It's
on.
been really
this has been a
good.
great
Thanks,
episode.
Kyla.
Thank you so
it's been
much.
really real.
And remember, you can find all of her information on the internet. Good night, everybody.
Yep. Good night.
You're back on, you jerk.
I didn't do that. She did that.
Did she really? Please come back.
Oh God.
What are we going to do if she doesn't come back?
I blame you.
I blame me.
It's okay. Good. I was just
Please-
yes-anding a
Please
bit.
come back.
Oh boy.
Oh God. We're never gonna hear from her again. Oh good, she didn't die. We were so worried. You know, Kyla.
I'm like, oh, I've got a lot of tabs open on my browser. I better close a few of these.
That's not what you did.
If that's legitimately what happened, the timing is so good. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
because I was about
Chris
to.
thought I did it.
I really did.
Because there's this thing I do when Chris gets ornery, where I can
Yeah.
just boot him from the stream. Yeah, and so it's just us. Oh wow, this is so much nicer
Oh,
than
yeah.
it was. And then you know what? Let's bring him back. It's fine. Oh, somebody's got his poopy pants. Who's a poopy pants?
I'm a poopy fan.
So should we?
This,
Should we
this
get
is the kind of
started?
highbrow. Oh, we've been
Great.
live the whole time. This is the kind of highbrow talk you could expect from us.
No, I mean like should we get started with our inquiry into?
I would enjoy that. Before we do,
mine.
please.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's up?
Love you so much, Jules.
No, it was a boy. It was a booby.
I just wanted Kyla to know that in her honor, I have brought the Canadian beer that I have in my house. I know. And you know what? It's not like a big deal around here. It's like getting Miller Lite anywhere else.
I really like Miller Lite. It's like, I mean, I don't drink, but I
Oh,
really
you missed.
like
Well,
it.
it was great seeing
Like
you,
it in
Kyle.
theory. She likes the idea of Miller Lite.
You just like the idea of large corporations spending a lot of money to advertise their
I think
project.
Miller Genuine Draft. I think that was
Yeah.
the beer I liked to drink.
Interesting, but you are not a drinking person.
I'm not a drinking person. I do drink de-alcoholized beer, though.
Interesting.
I
so
might
you,
even grab one at some point.
Whoa.
I mean,
I've
yeah.
already had one today. That would be pretty wild.
Wow,
for me.
watch
Goodness
yourself,
For one a
dude.
day.
gracious.
Wild.
So you're one of those people who tries to be productive in their day, is what I'm hearing.
Ugh. If anything's
I
gonna
mean,
get
yes.
if anything's gonna
Yes.
actually get you booted, it'll be that.
Asked, asked and
Keep
answered.
that to yourself.
Although, wait.
Oh, are we doing it?
Why didn't you tell me? I would have brought a can of
This is a
beer.
completely
We didn't know you had a
impromptu
can
thing.
of beer.
Hang on, talk to the octopus.
Okay. Is that a
Is that yeah, get out of my head,
Euphemism?
dude.
There's an actual octopus. Okay.
So
We're
what are
just-
you consuming? Is it a liquid?
Probably some sort of liquid. It's a seltzer water.
Wow.
I like
Is
the
it-
bubbles.
Is it one of those cupboard seltzer waters?
What?
Cupboard. You know, it's like tish, thick. The stuff that's in the pot. The th, but it's cupboard.
Oh no, I don't do that. No, that doesn't do anything.
I know.
You mean Sebe Day? Yeah.
Say bay day.
That does nothing.
What you want, but don't leave. No, okay.
Sebe Day, Sebe Day.
Yours is better. I will
Thank
admit
you.
that.
Thank you.
Oh, and she's back.
Okay. let's
Welcome
get
back.
it.
So what'd you bring us?
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. What you got there?
We've got the Sobeys brand blonde non-alcoholic lager.
Blonde lager blonde.
And you know it's Canadian. No, wait, you don't. I mean,
I
there's a
don't.
big maple leaf. I think there used to be a moose on it, but there isn't anymore. It's
I
just
think it's
just
pronounced-
a woodland vista.
Point of order, I believe it's pronounced Canada, but otherwise you're fine. Yes, yes,
See,
yes.
we're not only gonna mansplain, but we're gonna Canada-splain.
No, we're gonna
Bring it on.
cansplain.
Cansplain.
Ooh,
Because
Yeah.
cansplain
That's-
will splain.
Can't stop, should stop.
I better get to drinking then.
Yeah, you better.
There it is.
You'd better be partially hydrated by a de-alcoholized. You could just have apple juice.
I'm good at imagination and stuff.
That's important. Imagination is
figure it out.
important. Now, I think it might be time to get into our first segment.
Can we start now? Please,
Okay,
sir.
fine.
I think we started already.
Can we have some starting of the show?
Well, sure. Our first very important segment that we like to use. I know you're just gonna kneecap me on this one, and you're not gonna put the actual thing up because he has access to them and I don't. But normally, when we're getting to know somebody, that's not the one.
He wants to talk about cancel culture and how you can't say anything anymore. He's
Nope,
like
that's not it.
every time I look at a comedian on stage or on a college campus, they're like women and gays and blacks are bad, and he's like, yeah, you should be able to say that. And so this is the segment
No,
where
no.
not
You
that we're
hate-
not doing that one,
No, you hate women. Remember?
right? But you hate the other stuff.
I mean, hate seems strong.
Don't look that up, anybody. Nobody look that up. Anyway,
Don't look that up.
Here's the segment. It is
The segment is
What's your fucking deal?
What's Your Fucking Deal, Kyla Tilley.
Kyla Tilley.
And you can take that however you like. It's normally, how'd you get started? What's your thing? How'd you get there? Who painted the room? Whatever makes you happy. So,
Ooh.
Kyla Tilley,
You just
what's your
talk
fucking
about-
deal?
We just talk about like Star Trek or whatever.
We've already said too much.
My name is Kyla Tilley, and I'm a singer.
Okay, that was our show, everybody.
I am a singer-songwriter, and I play the guitar. I painted this room. I even wrote a song about it, because that's what I do. I write songs about everything. And I have adorable plush friends.
Wonderful.
And I like violent entertainment. I like violent movies. I like violent video games. I like violent
Interesting.
novels. But I'm very pleasant and kind.
Well, you get it
And
all
I
out. You're like
really
wrestlers.
I
You
get it all out. I like aggressive music. I like fast and aggressive sports. And I like high-heeled shoes a whole lot, and I have a lot of those. And I think, is that it? Is that all
If
there
that
is
is-
to me? That might
I have
be
so
all
many
there is to me.
follow-up questions.
Right. Can I
think-
just get one in before you?
No.
Okay, good. And then I boot him. Are you a console gamer or a PC gamer?
I am a console gamer. I
Really?
do have. So I'm not really a gamer.
Well, that's it's you're among friends here, or friend.
I'm when I was when I was a little kid, we had an Atari, and I played Jumpman Jim.
I have one of those. I
and
played
then there
Venture.
there was a period of time, and my friends all had Nintendos, and I wasn't interested, and we didn't have a Nintendo. And then when I was 27, my husband put a laptop in front of me,
That is so specific.
He made me play FF7, and I didn't know what was going on. And it's the same. I started playing guitar when I was 11 because my parents stuck a guitar and sent me to lessons, and I just was like, okay. And so my husband put this laptop in front of me, and it had Final Fantasy 7 in an emulator, and he like was like, okay, you're gonna do this now. And I was like, what is this? And it's like, it's a video game, Kyla. And like I played through it, and like he had to, like, there's a part, I don't know, you slide or something, you have to do stuff. There's a part where you have to have hand-eye coordination, and like I couldn't do any of those parts, so my husband would do those parts for me, and I played through the game. And then I was like, okay, that was fun, so I played through all of it. And then he was like, okay, here's FF3/6, so I played through that. And then he gave me Shining Force, and I was like, this is the best. And so I played nothing but like that type of game for a bit. And then the pandemic happened. No, then we got a PlayStation, and I had and I played Disguise. So it was really like games that you like go blunk, 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 go, like where you really slow and you have time to set up your battle, that kind of thing.
Like
strategy RPGs.
Yeah, strategy RPG.
I like strategy RPGs. Okay. And then I had a very minor but very painful surgery, and I was in massive pain, and I was sitting on the couch going, and my husband was like, you sound like you're playing Dark Souls. Why don't you just play Dark Souls?
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
See, now we're getting closer to my face.
And I thought that would be like, I thought it would end very quickly, but no, it turns out that I absolutely loved playing Dark Souls. Yeah. So I played it. I played it every Sunday for a year until I beat it. And I started because I was like in too many bands, and I was
how many bands?
I don't know. I was in like 5 bands ensembles. I was just doing too many. I was like,
is this in Labrador?
I was in Montreal. I was in Montreal, and I was organizing, talks, and I was on a board for a choir, and like, and I was super, super busy every day of the week. And if I wasn't doing, like, there was also shows happening and talks happening, and so I was decreed that on Sundays I should do nothing but sit at home and play video games from 7 a.m. till midnight, and that's what I did. And so that's how I beat Dark Souls.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Follow-up question in the back.
I like that. Like, this is just this is my entire history of games.
Oh, I have all sorts of follow-up questions.
I have more gaming questions, but
well, actually, I'm going to tap out because I didn't know what you meant by FF7 until you came out and said it was Final Fantasy 7. So I have nothing to add to the gaming talk. So I'm going. So Jules, if you want to go for your gaming follow-up,
I just have a couple.
I'll ask my questions after.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take my answers off the air, please.
Okay. We're never going off the air. This isn't. What is this? My open mic? We're never stopping.
Can't stop, should stop.
Can't stop, should stop. So, have you? Because Dark Souls has kind of changed, and those like the Bloodborne, Dark Souls, that sort of combat system has changed how combat systems work in games now. It's pretty much every big game. Like AAA title that is like a third-person action-adventure sort of deal, has that sort of combat. It's either that or the Arkham combat from the Batman games, where it's like, counter punch, and then they punch you, and then you counter, and then you do a combo punch thing. Have you played any other games with that combat system?
So I played Dark Souls.
Yes.
And I played Dark Souls 2.
Of course.
And then Yakuza 0 went on sale for $10. And then there was a pandemic. I've played nothing but the Yakuza franchise since 2020, and I've played it completely, including the 2 games in Japanese. And it has a wonderful combat system that is different. Because Dark Souls, it's boop, 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 boop. And Yakuza, it's boop, 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 boop. I
see. Yes.
And they're both magnificent, and they feel really good. And every time I've tried to play a game, so I've played I only play a game if I see it and it's oh, I would actually like to do that, which almost never happens. But I tried to play Ghost of Tsushima, and I tried to play, what else did I try to play? I tried to play some other kind of RPG game, I can't remember the name of it, but I didn't like the combat felt like I wasn't in control, whereas with Dark Souls and Yakuza, you really feel like
You
you're
feel
in control.
yeah.
You feel every punch.
I think Tsushima
You
is.
feel every punch. It's wonderful.
It's a game I just played through again, and it is a
Oh.
similar. The story and the game is so beautiful, and I love that samurai shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. It is kind of like it's kind of nerfed so that you won't have to spend forever in a duel with someone,
Yeah.
because then you have to, like, with Dark Souls, it's a lot of memorizing exactly
memorize
what the
the
attack
patterns.
patterns are, and then and then it's like, okay, here's a 5-second opening. I'm just gonna fucking go crazy. God of War is one that
yeah.
I really like the combat system of, but
Okay.
but it ain't nothing without the story, man. And God of War, I think, threads that needle of, like, really intense, involved combat, beautiful, gameplay and graphics, and then the story is just out of this world. My favorite movie of last year was God of War.
Nice.
Ragnarok, so,
Right
yeah.
on.
Okay, Chris, you can come back now.
Yeah, I was literally like, maybe I should work on the song a little bit. I will say I am the one, maybe, middle-aged white dude who doesn't play video games. Back, I'm going to say more like 15 years ago, more. We were going into our drummer's house. We met his wife for the first time, and there was stuff over by the TV, and there was like a steering wheel and all that. And I said, "What's that?" She's like, "Oh, it's a gaming system." And I went, "I don't really play video games." And she didn't look at me. She looked at my wife and went, "You are so lucky." So that's how not video games I am. But I have so many other questions.
Okay,
Oh.
let's go.
I'm curious. Okay, so you are currently in Labrador, yes?
I'm
I
in
know this-
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
The name of the province is Newfoundland and Labrador. And Newfoundland is an island, and Labrador is a big chunk of land attached to mainland Canada up north.
So you are
and
in
I'm on
Labrador.
the island part. I'm on
So you're-
Newfoundland.
So you're not in Labrador.
I'm not in Labrador.
Okay.
I've drank a Labatt Blue in Labrador, though.
Interview over. Wait, you had a Labatt Blue? Okay, interview back on. Okay. So you are there now. You were in Montreal,
I was in Montreal.
but you are there now. Sorry that I say it wrong. I figure it's actually appropriation if I
You're
try to
wrong.
approxiate your accent. Although
I think
oddly,
you said it right. Or maybe
Have
you
I?
haven't said it right, because maybe you've only said Labrador, and I'm the one saying Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. I end up sounding like every third market American city morning talk show guy when I try to say something like, "Oh, Newfoundland."
Yes.
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 I managed to not pick up the Baltimore accent, but we
Baltimore.
figured out that I have a very, very, very slight Canadian accent because I was completely obsessed with You Can't Do That on Television as a child. Yeah. So
Nice.
so I picked up just little bits, and my father was from Philadelphia, and he loved to make fun of the fact that I pronounced vowels as opposed to everything flat the way he did. Everything was very Philadelphia.
Let's go get a
Everything very
hoagie and
flat.
go home.
I had no idea it was so close to Baltimore until
Yeah.
I started hearing people do
Baltimore.
that. Baltimore. Yeah, nobody believes I'm from there because I say it with a
Baltimore.
T. So my questions, I'm so very curious about the heavy music and how you went from I get the impression that you played in metal bands.
Yeah.
I am so very curious how you went from metal bands, how that happened, and how you moved into these really fascinating, intricate, small, in the best way, acoustic songs.
Small batch, farm to table.
Yes, exactly. All those things. No, but I mean that they're so detailed, and they feel almost like a miniature when you see somebody who's worked on something or a clockwork thing. And
It's like little Wes Anderson movies, but they're
No,
not.
but interesting.
But
Yeah,
that's
but
what I was about to say.
interesting.
But they're not
Right.
totally up their own ass.
yeah, oof.
Right.
But I would never accuse you of that. You seem very nice.
On a side note, was I telling you this that I recently found out that Wes Anderson isn't Wes Craven? And that every conversation that I've had with anybody,
So not a film person is what I'm going to go out on a limb.
I'm very bad at differentiating things that I haven't experienced.
Do you have the face thing
intimately.
too? You have the
No, but my
face.
husband does. My husband doesn't know what I look like.
Oh.
But but yeah, we because of honest trailers, I am now learning all sorts of things that I didn't know before.
That's a good, fun way to
And
learn it, though.
and one was we watched like something about Wes Anderson, and it went through all of his movies, and then I was like, no, wait a minute, I always thought Wes Anderson was like, I thought it was that guy,
Yeah.
like,
The Scream
you
guy.
know, yeah.
No,
So,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
so
For the adults in the room, Nightmare on Elm Street. Sorry.
but anyway, my husband was like, Wes Craven, and so it was like, conversations that I've
Does he
had
not know? Does he know
suddenly
film
made sense.
at all, or does he not film?
Well, he differentiates. No, he differentiates things better than I do. So he does.
Okay.
He does. He does. We watch a lot of movies. We watch movies together.
You do watch movies, but non-American
convincing.
movies? Because the way you're talking about movies, you go for very violent movies. So do these tend to be Korean, Japanese films?
And like I'm not like, I don't like gore. So like,
But you like
I
violence,
like
but
a
not
certain
gore.
amount of
Interesting.
A certain amount of blood. A certain amount of blood is important. I don't like the clean violence.
Like Marvel movies. That's
I
boring.
don't like
That's really boring.
That's not good. Yeah, exactly. I don't watch Marvel movies, but yeah,
Totally
I like-
allowed.
I mean, The
I like
Punisher
to
is
hear.
the
I like
Punisher's
to
good.
hear the bones being broken.
You may
I
like there's some clips
Punisher,
that-
you're not wrong about Punisher.
the Punisher, but there's some hallway fight scenes which are like stripped from Korean and Japanese cinema that they do in Daredevil
Yeah.
that are like
The
these
Daredevil one,
one-ers.
the breakout of the
there's
prison.
In the first season there's a really great hallway fight, and then in the third season he has to break out of a prison.
Yeah, the first one is pretty much they owe money to the guy with the hammer.
It's either The Raid or Old Boy. What are we talking
Old Boy.
about?
Old Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the third one rips off The Raid pretty hard.
Yeah, I love
But
the Raid.
I still have to watch it.
The
That's
Raid
one of the
is
things.
an absolute masterpiece.
That's one of the things covered, not in the Kung Fu movie, but an adjacent documentary that made me very interested. You should check out Rick Myers, by the way. I think you'd enjoy what he does. But my questions were going back before the film stuff and all of that. So you were handed a guitar by your family when you were 11. They said, do guitar. So how do you get from do guitar at 11 to metal bands? When did the metal band thing wane, perhaps, or just...
No, so I started with classical guitar, so the natural progression I think was metal. But I listened to, like, I had older brothers, so they were into like my oldest brother loved Deep Purple everything, and my other brother was like super into Judas Priest. There was a Venom record around. So by the time when I was 12,
This sounds like my teens. I'm sorry.
so I was, and my parents loved, my father sang opera. So my parents loved, they loved opera. They loved, there was a lot of, like, when I was really little, I spent a lot of time listening to ballet. So like Peer Gynt and like Khachaturian, and like the kind of heavy Russian ballets and Norwegian ballets. And then I was 12 in 1992 when there was this brief period of time where like death metal got played on the air. So like I had already been listening to all this like sort of heavy classical music, and then like, Judas Priest and Black Sabbath and Deep Purple. So when it sort of came, like I was of the age to choose my own music. And this was like Morbid Angel and Entombed were on TV, and that's what spoke to me. So that's what I was super into.
In Canada?
In Canada.
They played... No, I mean...
Much music. So we had the Power Hour.
Right.
Which then got cut down to the Power Half Hour. But that's where I watched the Power Hour. Like, I don't know, it came on once a week or whatever, but I always watched that.
There was Headbangers Ball here.
Yeah, you had Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
We heard about Headbangers Ball. And so I listened to a lot of metal, but I also still listened to, like, I loved, like at the same time, I was also listening to like all the British folk rock. So like Steel Eye Span and Jethro Tull and like Fairport Convention. And so I was 11 and I was learning classical guitar, and I was listening to death metal, and I was singing along. I was also listening to Steel Eye Span and like all this folk stuff. And like Newfoundland, I was living in Newfoundland, and like folk, like yeah, like trad is really big in Newfoundland. So I was, learning traditional like Celtic stuff at school and stuff. So at some point it occurred to me, like, I don't know, sometime in my early teens kind of thing, it occurred to me that I could sing, like you could play chords and sing over them.
Isn't
Like
that
it
the
was like
strangest
like
thing
I
to realize?
remember this, like, oh, like a song is just like there's this progression happening underneath and the singing, and like I could play like I could play these chords and then sing over them. So I started doing that. And so I was singing all this trad stuff, but like weird proggy trad stuff, like all that stuff from England. And I started. Then when I was 19, I was going to the bars, and there's a real big singer-songwriter thing in Newfoundland. Like everyone's a singer-songwriter. So like I was going out to bars, and like all the bars were all these people playing the songs they wrote, and I was like, oh, I suppose I can write songs. Like you sing over the chords, so I could just make up the chords and the words. So I started writing songs, and I was in this like folk band called Bareback, and we had two songwriters.
Wait. That's just that's so good.
We'll go. I know it gets better. So I was in this band Bareback and playing folk music, and then like I found out, like, I don't know, I was having a conversation, like I hung out at this big like super hippie house, and like I was hanging out at the hippie house, and it turned out one of the other hippies was really into metal, and I was like, hey, I'm really into metal, and like we're like, we should start a metal band. And so we started like it was a Newfie metal band, and we called ourselves Endearing Perversion. And I remember one day, like my dad pulling me aside, he's like, Kyla, let me get this straight. Like, you're in one band called Bareback, and you're in another band called Endearing Perversion. And I was like, yes. And he was like, all right, just
Just so we know, we're not saying you can't. We just want to make sure that we know for the future. So you started, if I got that right, you started writing your own songs at 19, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What do you remember the first one that you decided was all right? You can pass. You can go on to the next question if you want.
I was gonna say, like, I remember singing, like, I got up at an open mic and sang a song that I'd written that I think, like, I feel like I didn't even think it was a good enough song, but it was like the one that I had written. And then a little bit later, I wrote, I feel like I started singing my songs before I was like, these are good songs.
Interesting.
So,
Do you have any from back then that you still play?
Ooh, good question.
No.
Do you have any that you remember?
That I remember? I can still sing you. Yeah, I think I can remember them. From back then, I still sing quite a few songs that I definitely wrote when I was 20 or 21, and some of them are on my first album. But like, I think I can remember there was one, there's one about like just not wanting to do anything. And like, I think one of my friends actually learned it and still sings it. Like I could sort of remember what they were about. And I bet if I was really pressed, I could come up with the melody.
Well, we're not going to.
Are we pressing?
We're
not pressing.
No, I don't think so.
No, we are not pressing. No, and I just think it's so. Those influences actually make what you do make a fuck ton of sense.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it makes
totally
total
does.
sense now.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
You had, and especially like, well, I had that thing because I wasn't a big metal kid, but I was enough of a metal kid that there's a place in my heart for it.
Yeah.
And I used to get irritated by the like, metal's so operatic. I'm like, not a lot of it. And then I had Priest on the other day, and there's a part, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I see it here.
Yeah.
And I love Rob Halford just because he's Rob Halford.
Yeah.
I've always loved him. But no, it's funny, you said about the drinking in the bar. I turned 21 in Whistler. I was on a business trip with my dad, and I wasn't a drinker, and I got so messed up that it was like an Irishman just appeared. And we were talking and shooting pool, and I got really sick, and it's not a good story. But anyway, back to you. So, You go from the nylon string guitar, but you're in a metal band at one point. Now, what are you playing when you're in the metal band? Rhythm, lead, what are you doing?
Both. So I've always been the only guitarist in any of the metal bands.
Only
I've been
show
in.
in town, absolutely.
So Enduring Perversion, so it was me and my friend
Such a good
Kara.
name.
So me and my best friend Kara started this band, and she was Diva Hexcellent, and she wrote the lyrics and sang, and I was Mistress Pandemonium, and I wrote the riffs.
You had stage names.
And we had stage names, and we wore costumes. We love fashion. We both love fashion. So like we totally started the
That's
band for the fashion
Are
possibility.
there
Beautiful.
pictures? Are there pictures?
Need pictures, or
I
didn't
think
happen.
there might be pictures. I think there's pictures. It was at a time before people had cameras in their pockets and on their phones. So there's pictures. But there's pictures out there.
Love to see him.
I actually met my husband because he would come to our shows and stand in front of me and like stare at my hands. And
You married a stalker. Congratulations.
I married a stalker. I started a band with him.
Nice. I married my singer.
You married your singer.
I married my singer. Yeah.
Enduring Perversion, we would have it was me and Kara, and then we went through a series of rhythm sections.
Like you do.
Our first rhythm section were married, and they like moved to Japan. So that was the end of that rhythm section. But with time, so every song was in a mode of E, because Kara has a super huge range, but she would just always sing in E. So it's just like, okay. And like she would leave me, like she'd write a song and she'd leave a message on my phone. So she wouldn't have an instrument or whatever. She would have just written it in her head. And so she'd phone me and like sing on the phone, and like it would always be perfectly in pitch in some manner of some mode of E. So anyway, I would write, and like our drummer, like she played bass and she played guitar and she sang, like she was a really good musician, but like she just wanted to learn the drums. So like, you know, you do anything other than four, she was not so happy. And our bass player didn't actually play bass, and he didn't actually like metal. He was just like, his wife was the drummer, so he wanted to be in the band too. So I would bring riffs, and they'd be like, no, we can't play that riff. And so I had this like bag of basically like odd time signature riffs that my band couldn't play. And when I actually met my husband, he was like my roommate's friend. And he was like, oh, like my guitar player just moved to Quebec. And I was like, my band, like my singer is pregnant and my rhythm section moved to Japan. And so we started a band together with all of my riffs. And so we ended up in this like, so the first band, I needed an electric guitar, and I got one of those Carina wood Flying V's, the Gibson Flying V's, like the brown ones, the wood tone ones. And I traded it for a guitar that I still have, but it's not out. But I like V's. I like flying.
You're one of those right-handed people who can
I'm a right-handed person, and I really like pointy things.
That is very pointy.
And I really like flying V's, so I have 3 flying V's. And I find, like, as where electric guitars are concerned, I don't like the round ones. They need to be pointy. I need to be able to like kind of stick it between my legs. The round ones they're no.
Yeah, or possibly use it as a weapon.
Round.
Yes, you need to be able to use it as a weapon.
Yeah, well, these are good for like blunt force trauma. Like they're not good for stabby, but they're really good.
This
Nothing
one's
beats a
really
Les
good for
Paul.
stamina. My
Yeah, but you have to be able to pick it up.
Yeah,
you have to be able to get the swing into the Les Paul. My Epiphones are very round. The Gibson ones are a little bit too round, but I really like.
Too round, like you want to put like throwing stars on
This
them.
house is. There are still more right-handed guitars than left-handed guitars in this house, but my husband is left-handed.
That's right.
There are quite a few. There are quite a few left-handed, and I play on my albums. I played the bass upside down because my bass has like something wrong with the electronics, so I had to use my husband's bass.
Oh, wow.
So
That's funny.
I learned it all.
There are a few right-handed guitars in my house because my wife is right-handed and played a little bit. like not in front of people, but like to work on things.
Yeah.
So she has like we have the same taste in things. So she has a right-handed version of the Dan Electro I have,
Oh.
and a right-handed like violin bass. And I had a left-handed
neat.
violin bass. Yeah. So they're there. So if like like
So you've got the mirrors.
like my 11-year-old.
One of these guys?
Yeah, just like that.
It's probably better than this one. This one's
Well, considering mine's gone, that one's better than mine. I
extant.
sold it.
Yes,
Yes,
I win.
yes, absolutely. But no, that's funny. But yeah, we do have those things in the house.
You can just see the headless. The headless.
You have a Steinberger?
That's my husband's Steinberger. It's a knockoff. It's nice.
Court?
It's, that one's a Honer. The other, he's got a Steinberger Spirit. That's in another room.
Is the Spirit, was that their Epiphone? Am I remembering correctly?
I think so, yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I used to read guitar magazines obsessively and glean no useful information. Like I didn't practice any of the things or learn any of the things, because why would you not reinvent the wheel? But I would read these fucking things and, just like all those interviews for no good goddamn reason. So, metal. How long? So you had the two bands.
And so Molt is my band with my husband, and it's on like a hiatus. I sort of we moved to Montreal, and I was like, I'm never singing folk music again because it's so fun to play the guitar. And I was like, I just want to play the guitar. I just want to go woodly woodly woo all day long. And
I like to go widdly widdly woo.
We have this,
I know what you mean.
Super proggy. Like we're really proggy. But sort of like we were working on, we put out an album and we were working on a second album. And we still we plan to finish that and put it out and continue to do something with our metal band together. But really around 2018, I was kind of like, okay, I have to I write all these songs. And actually a friend of mine kind of he found my MySpace page. Another metal friend of mine found my MySpace page, and he was doing some booking. So he was booking this other singer-songwriter, and he was looking for someone to open. So he was just, I guess, Googling music or whatever. And he found, he didn't know that I played folk music at all. And he found my MySpace page, and he was like, Kyla, you do that. You should be playing, you should open the show. And my parents being like, here's a guitar, or my husband being like, you have to play this game. I was like, okay, friend, I'll play the show.
Yeah. It's great when somebody hands you shit. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, actually, I kind of really like singing. And I was singing in a choir. But it was just it's really nice to actually sing my songs and play the guitar. So around 2018, I sort of started really going heavy into the Kyla Tilley. And then with the pandemic, it was just okay, I gotta do this solo thing.
Ooh, question on the solo thing. When did this level of production happen? Because I get a hard time because I tend to write a decent amount of songs, and then I thought maybe I did, and then I met you virtually, and your production is high, but the quality's high too. I haven't heard anything good. You didn't need to do that. Everything I've heard has been really good.
I throw things out really fast. If I'm not happy, it doesn't get. It doesn't see the light of day. It doesn't get finished. So I'm pretty picky, and it's funny. So here's the great paradox. I think in order to write songs, you have to not judge as you're writing them, which I feel I don't do. I feel like I spit things out on paper, but then I very quickly judge each idea. Once I've got the big blobbly mass of ideas. I start judging very quickly, and I think because I feel like I'm very happy with my body of work, and I think the songs that I keep are quality songs, and I think that's because the crappy ones don't get finished.
That is a good point. So when did so you started? Was it 2018 when you really started writing your acoustic songs, or
I'd written quite a lot before, but not at the pace that I started. So at 2018, I was like, "Gee, I don't think I've written an acoustic song in 6 years." I'd been writing metal, I'd been working on stuff, but I was like, because I feel like in my early 20s, I just wrote all the time. And that's kind of, I think, pretty normal. You start songwriting and it's you've got your entire life you got to start writing it, and
you have to learn how. You have to learn
how. So it's just like you're just writing constantly. So I wrote constantly, and like I was in a band with other songwriters, and it was just like we're always bringing our songs to the table, and working them, and it was an exciting time. And then like over the years, it's like I didn't write. I only wrote when I was particularly moved by something. So I'd write a few songs here and there, but it really started to slow down. And then I was doing the metal stuff, and I was writing that stuff instead. And then my husband had gone to a 3-month computer programming retreat, and I was like, I haven't written a song in like I think it was 6 years, and I was like, I bet there's songwriting retreats. I want to go to a songwriting retreat. So I started looking up songwriting retreats, and I found, and like, it's kind of funny because some of them were like, oh, come and find your inner spirit and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I don't think that's for me. And some of them were like, oh, like, some of them you had to apply for and prove that you were good enough to go to their retreat. And I'm like, well, I don't want to go to your retreat. Like,
Jules's response is all our responses.
It's like, I'm not proving anything to you to go to your songwriting.
Piss right off. We're not.
I found this.
Exactly. You want me to audition to pay you?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this, school?
That's exactly what it was. And it's just like, no, I'm not doing that. And so I found this one at the Toronto Songwriting School, which are in Toronto, but they run retreats all over the place. And this one was in a small town, a couple hours outside of Toronto. But anyway, it was like, hey, like, songwriting retreat, come if you've never written a song, come if you've been writing for 20 years, like, all welcome. We sit around and have song circles. We talk about songwriting. You'll write some songs. And I was like, okay, that sounds like what I'm looking for. And my husband, who's written lots of music, but all metal, he's played in lots of, and chiptunes. He writes chiptunes. And he plays in a black metal band. He was in my super proggy band. You have more questions?
What's a chip?
Someone in the back? Yeah, you?
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to know. What's a chiptune?
Like the computer, like the type of music that
like 8-bit music?
Your 8-bit music, yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, like that.
I like your version.
So he's written all this stuff, but he, like, folky stuff is my thing, right? But anyway, he was like, oh, well, if everyone is welcome, like, would you mind if, like, could I go? And I was like, of course you could go. So he came, and I had like a total, like, it just it unleashed something in me, and I've been writing constantly. Like, I've been writing just like crazy ever since. I'd never known the idea of a song prompt before. I'd never heard of that before this retreat. And they he handed me a card that said, write a song in which something magical happens. And I wrote, I think, the best song I've ever written, and no one's heard it yet because I've got written another album. So you'll hear it next year or the year after.
Unless you want to play it for us today.
No.
Okay. I figured I'd try.
But it was just like this, like, total awakening. And it was like, oh my God, like, this changes everything. And I've been on a mad writing streak ever since. That was like November of 2018.
And what have your numbers been like since then? Oh, okay.
But my husband turns out is also a brilliant folk singer songwriter, and we had no idea. But he did this retreat, and it was like, wow, didn't know you had that in you.
Stay in your lane, guy.
That's funny.
It's like,
this is my corner.
Come with me.
I know that
we
when
can go on tour together. We can play
I call that
metal.
You don't know if you have a jump shot until somebody hands you a basketball. Like, I didn't know that I could kind of do this. Keep it down in the back, please. I didn't know I could kind of do the online thing until the world stopped, and I became a problem on the VOM. And Rob is like, well, I can either like ban him or I can give him a job. And I think mostly because he and my wife have known each other since college. I think out of deference to her, he's like, do you want to help? And I'm like, yes, sir, I do. And
and here you are today.
And here I am now, not talking to Jules. Hi, Jules. What you doing there, Jules?
Something probably.
Ticka, 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 ticka.
Twiddling
Is that a ticker tape? Are you?
Absolutely.
What's happening on Wall Street?
It's your parade.
When
Hey, speaking
is
of
my
which,
god?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, guy.
Do you have a box of fidget?
I don't. You'd think I would.
No,
You'd think.
I have one of the cubes, a fidget cube.
Oh, I've got one of those too. It's not here, the infinity cube. I've also got this cube though.
Ooh.
It doesn't seem to be doing much stuff. Oh,
The Pandorica.
Step into the Pandorica. I did when one of my children was small. I told him to get into the Pandorica when I was putting him into his car seat. Maybe the nerdiest thing I ever said.
Is the Pandorica a reference that I'm not
It's
getting?
a
It's
Doctor.
a
It's a
Who.
Doctor Who.
Really? Is
Love
it
that
a
we
new
both said
Doctor
it's a
Who?
Yes, it is.
It's a new
Oh.
Who. It's a new Who.
Because I love the old Who.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't spent much time with the old Who. I don't have a problem with it, but I got in with Eccleston and everything. So
I was.
that is fascinating, by the way.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. I just like thumb things. Like I'll thumb my my steering wheel or the gear shift. It's
I
the
like
snake thing. I love the snake things.
It's an art gallery builder. You build modern art galleries with it.
That's the entire gallery.
Yeah, like hang on.
You do one. You take a picture. You do like a big.
Yes,
you can superimpose them.
You
Do you
hire
know they sold those in the gas station near our house now, and I was like, and then I didn't buy it, but I got very excited for a second.
see you
Neat.
get an architect and some funding for a new art gallery, and then you build.
Oh
this
yeah,
building.
absolutely. You can build it in.
I like it. I like
you know.
every part of it. So, Jules, unless you had something in mind, I think we were headed to our next segment.
Yes, I think
Ooh,
so.
Neat.
It's
Jules, do you
it's
want to
called-
take this one?
It's called Let's Build an Art Gallery. So it's up to you, all the nobody watching. Donate to our fund to build an art gallery.
All the nobody.
It will look like this.
It will look like that, or
Oh,
maybe a
I'm
different
sorry.
thing if she.
I had
if she
one
moves
follow-up
something.
question before we went to the next segment, if that's okay. Chris's question. I'm Chris, and this is my pop. If you're trying to distract me, it's working really well. Because it turns out I have no interest in manipulating those things in real life, but watching somebody else do it is oddly satisfying.
I love
Yeah.
that little guy.
This-
The little guy
these
that
guys.
just turns into a big old cylinder or just a weird snake spaghetti. I love that. We love to see it.
We love to see it. None taken. My follow-up question for that is, what has the production been like? Do you have a number? And I know you have a number.
I don't really have a number. I should have.
This is.
It's like 50 a year.
I can't.
it
I
was
can't
like-
touch that.
Yeah, I think last year was like maybe it's more like 40 a year. But it's
think-
like some years were 50 and some years were like 40.
I had 2020 was 42, 2021 was 45, and then I think 2022 songwriting and I just needed a fucking break, so it was like 10. I'm just like, no, we got it, and now it's like I'm at around 30 for this year already. So,
Yeah.
not that it's a competition, but it's totally
yeah.
a competition, and you won.
It's
No,
very
I
good.
won because I
No, we-
wrote one song last
He
year.
wrote the ultimate song.
Wrote one song.
Just
last
this
year.
one
One
song.
great song.
Well, he's working on a concept album that'll come out sometime in 2030, right?
I'm down with that.
If that.
If
I'm
that.
down with that.
I was.
I like
I was.
concept albums.
Yes.
It's about
concept
time
is
travel.
album.
And fascism.
I hope you'll play something off of it this evening for us,
Sure.
Jules.
Sure.
But my, I believe we're going into the next segment.
It was
Jules,
a
are you
great. It
taking
was a
this one?
great. It was a great segue. We had it all set up. It was real nice.
And then I broke it.
And then somebody broke it.
Did I
I don't know
break
who.
it?
No, I don't
Boys?
think so. I think
This
it. I think
guy.
it was a group
Was it
effort.
the cube?
The cube.
Where's my other infinity cube? Find it.
Kyla, do you have have you ever have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Have you seen? Oh, now that's the
Just
classic.
keep going. You really are like kittening us. We're like, huh?
It's like a laser pointer. So you write a lot of songs. Have you ever written a song where you play the song for somebody, and then you're waiting for a reaction, and you've never gotten that reaction for that song?
Yeah. Or in another way of speaking, have you ever had somebody play it? You play the song for them, and you go, "Where's my goddamn parade? Like they should be carrying me out of here on my shoulders for
With
that
all
song."
that ticker tape.
No.
All the ticker tape that implies.
No.
No.
I did,
Great talk. Next
I
segment,
did
everybody.
I did once, however, my song Drinking Alone, which is about drinking alone, I was very proud of it when I wrote it. And I wrote it in kind of a dark period of my life. And I played it for 3 separate friends because I was so excited about this new song that I had written and I was so happy about it. And the reaction from each friend was, Kyla, are you okay? So then I didn't play it for a long time, yeah, but I did record it.
Well, would you mind playing that song or any
That would be
song?
the perfect song to play.
I bet I can. Give me a second here.
If you won't play the magic song.
I haven't played it in a while, but I bet I can. I think I can pull it up for you.
Now, are you still doing the Twitch thing where you're writing on the broadcast and whatnot?
Yep. And I'm doing some more days I've been practicing and recording or things like that, but I am still writing on the show.
So you record while on Twitch as well?
Sometimes I record on Twitch, yep.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
turns out and maybe it's whatever. You watch me do things. I don't care. And talk about it. That's all good.
How many people do you usually have on the stream?
Not very many, half a dozen, maybe. Sometimes
Wow.
sometimes it's
pretty
more,
nice.
but usually it's around.
Wow.
half a dozen.
Wow.
Big stuff.
We want to keep your expectations low for this one.
I have.
'Cause-
I get a lot of work done though, and then some days I don't get any work done because we chat way too much. But
I've been involved occasionally.
you've been involved occasionally. You've gotten points for chat.
I have asked weird questions. Yeah.
I on Wednesday though. I was we just yammered the whole time. It was 3 hours, and all I did was chat with chat. And when I was done, I was like, oh, actually, I've written all the lyrics to this song. So
well, there you go. Birds
Go
and
figure.
stones and all that.
all right, I am pulling
Birds
up.
and stone?
Yeah.
You
2 birds, 1 stone. The Family Stone, starring Jennifer Aniston.
Oh.
Where she's like,
yeah.
"Oh, am I ever gonna get married?" Or some shit.
and
I
then
don't
and then
Some Jennifer Aniston bullshit.
and then they start playing Everyday People for some reason.
Yeah. Or welcome back. Yeah, something like that. Okay, Sammy.
That has that song. Yeah, I was going a little Sammy. That song has one of my favorite starts of a second verse ever, because usually second verses are garbage because people get the good first verse, second verse, and then they'll either repeat the first verse or they'll kind of repeat the first verse.
Yeah.
And it starts out, "Welcome back. We always could spot a friend." I always just like that, the way it kind of.
The song is sarcastic and very funny. It is right up my alley. It's almost Randy Newman level. It's just
It feels more Joshy to me than Newman, but I can see it. I love the song dearly. I love John Sebastian. But we should speak to our guest again.
Speaking of John Sebastian,
Your guest is remembering the chord progression, so it's fine.
well, Sebastian.
Yeah, I guess it's
Or
not
like
going to be.
Sebastian the crab from The Little Mermaid. How about that new Little Mermaid?
What?
They did it. They made it.
Yeah, it's a thing that happened. It's a movie.
They made the movie.
Okay. I didn't have any use for the original movie, so
I like that one song. Actually, I like 2 of the songs.
Under the Sea.
Not at all.
Ooh, I Can't Wait to Be King.
Yeah. Same writer.
I know.
Actually, no, that's Elton John.
Lion King?
Yeah, Aladdin is Alan Menken.
Lion King? Just Can't Wait to Be King is
It's Tim Rice, Elton John.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds just like that other stuff.
Yeah. Because that other stuff came up before. Beauty and the
although
Beast, Little Mermaid, Aladdin.
I am enjoying the documentary on the guy who died.
Ashman, Howard Ashman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Howard, it's just called. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Well, I'll have to flub through some of the chords of the chorus. But
Flub away. That's why we're here.
Another night. Another bar. Another wasted brain cell. On a useless memory. Why do I come here? Why do I come here? I ask myself every time. Supporting this business that makes money off loitering. I had to leave the house. I had to see the sky, but it was too dark and cold out. Besides, everything else was closed. Decided to go where I don't know anyone. Sit down at the bar and order double anything. So I came here to drink alone. Sometimes here to drink alone. Sometimes that's all. I came here to drink alone. Gee, I've forgotten the chorus. Cause sometimes your friends don't know. Or sometimes your friends don't know. Or else they know all too well. And I don't know which one's worse, but I don't need wisdom now. I don't need advice nor camaraderie. I just need to drink alone. And there's like some there's some inverted C's and G's like that. Drink alone. Something like that. Then we go into verse 2. Had to go someplace where it ain't necessary to put on an act or to let one act slip away or wish for the power to say no. I don't want to hear a poem or I have to go home, 'cause I've been here too long already. Bartender just looks at me. You're a problem I've seen before, but I won't cause trouble. I came here to disappear. Try not to be noticeably drunk, so he'll keep on pouring drinks. Ignore dirty old men and then spend all my money loitering. I came here to drink alone. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Sometimes I think I just don't have all the words written down. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. And I'm going to look at the lyrics on the internet in a second. But sometimes your friends don't know, or else they know all too well. I don't know which one's worse, but I don't need advice right now. And I don't need wisdom. is numb now. I just need to drink alone. 5 o'clock in the morning, I stumble through my front door. Fingers are numb, 'cause I dropped my keys in the snow. It's harder to see now, but sleeping is easier. And I got nothing solved, but I guess that's just how it goes. And that's that song.
I understand you didn't hit everything you wanted to, but I can't imagine enjoying the actual full version any more than I enjoyed that.
It was, yes. It was a singular experience, and it was quite enjoyable.
Yes.
Good.
I like the song. I wouldn't ask
Very
you
much.
I wouldn't ask you if you were okay.
I liked the song too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
No, it's completely acceptable. It's so you just need to make more degenerate friends. It's completely
Right.
acceptable.
Just make friends with a bunch of dirtbags, and
I
you know,
feel like my friends were degenerate dirtbags.
Well, obviously you need a better grade of dirtbag.
yeah, a reformed dirtbag is one of the worst things ever.
Oh, it's like an ex-smoker.
Just quitter.
I have an awful lot of songs about bars and being drunk in bars. I realized that after the fact.
It was, it was written.
Yes, it was.
Experience.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only
although
have the one.
the bar songs people are okay with. The suicide songs, for some reason, it makes them uncomfortable.
Man,
Oh, why?
I do like it. I like. Well, I mean, one of my favorite songs to play is about cancer. So, that's.
Ooh, you do a really good version of that.
I'm into bummers.
Yeah,
bummers.
you do like the bummers.
Yeah.
I have a
bummers are
friend
good.
here. Yeah, I have a friend here who started a group, and it's called Bummer Country.
Ho, 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 ho.
Right?
Oh, damn. That is
Yeah.
one of my favorite genres of music.
Right? I know. Oh, I know, friend. We've
Goodness
spoken
gracious.
off air,
Yeah.
even.
Yeah. Yeah, so that way it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Chris, do you have something you want to play?
I mean,
We have other segments, Kyla. Those are the only
Yeah.
two that we really have fleshed out. Like, we've got Watto's Got a Hat, where I bring up the fact that in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, the slave trading character who sold Anakin to the Jedi, or rather lost him in a pod racing bet, he has a hat in the second movie.
yeah. But the truth is, that's pretty much the extent.
That's the
of
entire
segment.
segment.
Yeah,
So I guess
that's
we
the whole
just
thing.
did it.
We did it, and you know what? You did great, Kyla. You really
Thank you.
held up your part amazingly well.
We have I Don't
Was
Care
it a
About
hat
Award
like
shows.
this? Was it a hat like
No,
this?
not. It was.
You think that it should be a hat like that if
That-
you're rising
Wow.
in the
That's a hat and a half right there.
That is.
What
that
happens when
world?
you turn it on?
it should have lights.
Well, it looked like it was all gears.
I should take that back to the pharmacy and tell them
Should
I
re-
want it to be blingier.
It needs to be rehatted. I
Um.
like it a lot. Jules, did you have
Yes.
something I do know that you have been very kind with your time, and it is quite late there. Are you
is.
still comfortable
I'm
hanging out a little bit
comfortable
longer? Are
hanging
you
out.
good?
I am good. I'm
Awesome.
here. I'm here to hang out.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I
Hell
took
yeah.
a nap.
What good news.
Oh my goodness!
Took a nap
So did
this
I.
afternoon.
Mystery!
Oh, nap bros.
I love naps so much.
The little nappy boys.
Oh, so nappy. And you listen to a boring podcast, just like, oh, Cal got to take
This is what I did. I listened to the West Wing thing and fell asleep.
Oh, I listened to a Baltimore centric sports podcast. Hey, look, it's okay if you're not interested in Baltimore sports, but that seems
Actually,
a little
the
rude.
Ravens, because of the mathematician that played on the Ravens.
What? There's a maths boy on the Ravens?
John, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Like Eschel. He's since retired.
They They get weird people. Their kicker is an opera singer, among other
Oh,
things.
wow.
What?
And a legit one. Like, I heard him. I'm like, no, that's not. Oh, okay.
Who's the kicker?
Yeah, Urschel. John Urschel.
Okay.
John Urschel.
Tucker. Justin Tucker.
Justin
is the
Tucker
kicker.
is a singer.
Yeah, a legit opera singer. Like,
He's
I've heard
also
him.
very good at kicking a football.
He is maybe the best
He's
of all time at
one of
kicking
the
a football.
best. You know, the Ravens. When I used to follow football, the Ravens was they were the home team.
Yeah.
You
There
know,
you go.
I don't give
See?
a fuck about that Redskin shit. But
They're not called that anymore, buddy.
they always will be. It's like how Facebook is meta now. Your Facebook, live with your sins, Facebook. Baltimore has always had the best kickers in the league. I don't know. I think
They've got a kicking coach. They've got a.
yeah.
They've got.
But
the,
he is. When I was paying
Sam
attention.
Cooke, not that one.
No.
Was their punter?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
KOCH.
Tucker is amazing, and I don't pay that close of attention. I'm a baseball guy, but it was when I lived there, you couldn't not hear about him. I lived technically within the city limits the entire time I was there, so you'd always.
Chris, I'm going to stop you
hear
right
about that.
there.
Yes.
Daddy's home.
We have company.
Good evening.
Hello, Sean.
Hey, Sean, do you and Kyla know each other?
Stranger danger.
Uh-oh.
Don't be
Stranger
scared.
danger.
Oh boy.
This
Should
is
I-
our-
I'll move them as far apart as I can have them. Yeah.
Sean is our third chair emeritus and another wonderful songwriter. You're out of Seattle, correct?
I do live in Seattle. Yes, I do.
And Kyla is our friend from Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Goodness.
She's a newfie.
Newfoundland. She's a newfie. What is this, a crossover episode? Yeah, and Sean came on a couple of weeks ago and basically took the show over.
He took the
and
show.
we were like,
Took the
and
show
we were
from
just
us.
rolling on our back, saying, "Please rub our tummies," whatever you say. And
Have they rolled over on their back for you, Kyla? Was that okay?
did we do all right?
I think you did all right. I don't know.
Well, thanks.
I've been talking a lot.
That was the idea. We
That's
wanted
the
to hear
idea.
I
from
mean,
you.
they kept asking me questions.
Yeah, and we kept
And
wanting
And
to hear
one
the answers
thing
to them.
kept leading to another, and on we went.
That's how it always starts.
And then the bellies come out.
Bellies come out. What does that even mean? Oh my god.
Although, if you don't rename this episode and then the bellies came out, I mean, really,
Can't do that. It's set in
You
stone.
can't do it?
Set in stone.
Well, what about when we do the remastered versions?
Oh, with George Lucas? Yeah.
Yeah, we all come back, the four of us come back in 10 years and do a commentary on this.
Yeah.
I know, right? It'll be so Facebook. I mean, meta.
We'll get.
You're welcome. So, how are you tonight, Mr. Morse? Haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
It's true. I'm doing okay. I'm just barely. I have one more day of my clinical rotations for my degree. I'll be there on Tuesday, and then I'll be done. I'll
Your
be back-
degree
back
in
to
what?
working full time. My nurse
In nurse-
practitioner degree.
And you know what we always
yeah.
like to say? You're the real heroes.
That is what we like to say. We haven't banged on any pots and pans for you lately.
Anyway, thank you so much. Never felt like
Okay, that's our show, everybody. Good night.
I feel like it's not quite enough. Keep going. Just a little more. There we go. There we go.
Absolutely.
That was all I had. Sorry.
It's all right. It's
It's not all right, Jules.
the kids
It's
are all right.
not all
though,
right.
So that's all right.
I don't mind.
Yeah, and otherwise it's sort of warm here. It's like in the 80s, which is pretty warm for Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, weather check. What's it like? What's it like in Canada?
We had thunder and lightning. I thought it was a military jet. I will tell you what it's like in Canada in terms that y'all can understand. So
You're gonna
I'm going to
switch it
Google
to Fahrenheit.
what is 15 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit.
I mean, wait. Before you tell us, we should guess.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Seven. Is it 7? It's 7, right? It's 7. Say it's 7. It's 7. It's 7.
Okay.
No,
let's
I'm going to
get-
guess that it's
7.
67.
Jules,
Ooh.
Ooh,
Giles?
is it Price is Right rules?
Giles?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, closest. Wait a minute. Closest
Closest
without going over.
over.
Without
Is that
going
right?
over.
Right?
That's a showcase showdown, yeah.
Probably just closest.
But we also need a shot clock on this
I'm
one.
gonna say 60.
Jules is the winner.
Ooh.
59.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But I did go
technically,
over
I would
this.
be the winner.
Right.
Well, it was Price is Right rules, but I said it wasn't.
Seven.
Absolutely true.
Seven.
Okay, the belligerence wins. I mean, this
Seven!
is America. Sorry, Kyla. it's just stay up there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't
What
do
else?
Newfoundland.
We had rain and cloud. We
Okay.
had cloud until Wednesday.
It
Rain
was
and
just
clouds.
the
Just
one.
one
just
big
a
cloud.
really big ass angry cloud.
It really is. It really is just one big ass cloud.
It was in the mid to high 70s here, so I'll just go and fuck myself. You guys.
You're
Oh.
an asshole. It was 90 degrees and rainy
How is it 90 and rainy?
because we live in a swamp. And by swamp, I mean society. We live in a society. Using the banners today.
All the banners all the time.
Yeah, 90 degrees and rainy is no good. It's
No.
familiar. It's familiar, but it's not great. I mean, it's better than 90 degrees and not rainy.
But still,
Yeah.
like, balmy. Yeah, because at least the rain kind of cools some stuff down.
That hot
Maybe.
rain,
Hot rain
just
is
like
not
smacking
good.
smacking your neck and your face,
No,
and
no,
dripping
thank you.
down inside your shirt.
Yeah.
You really make it come alive, Sean. This sounds awful.
Actually, I'm
Yeah, and then
I'm
it's
about
sort
to
of like,
show you my
like,
belly.
It settles on your pants, like the ledge of your pants, and then it absorbs into the band of your pants.
To which I say, what pants?
Not
Sorry.
all
Yeah.
of us work
Yeah.
from home.
Yeah, there's
Got to start that Twitch channel up.
no pants.
Work,
in the
work
weathers
it
like
from
that.
home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, Jules. Question in the back. Jules.
We were gonna.
You were going to play us a
We're
song.
gonna get to Chris playing a song.
No,
Ooh,
but you were
yeah.
gonna play a song.
I want to hear music.
Yeah, I don't like that look in your eye, Sean.
Go ahead. Yeah, but yeah, give us something.
Oh, I'd rather hear our guests. I hear me all the time. You hear me all the time too, frankly.
It's true in my dreams.
I
Yeah,
know.
but
And your
it's
nightmares.
it's a little awkward. Why don't you play us a song? Play us a nice song. Play a
mean-
song that you can barely remember. You write so many songs. Start a song that you think you might remember most of, and then like finish it off.
I mean, that Kyla
That's what
writes
I
more
just
songs
did.
than I do. That is
Yeah,
exactly
Kyla
what
literally
Kyla
just
did.
did that, and it was pretty charming. So
Yeah,
I'd
was.
say go for it.
My version of that will not be nearly as charming. It'll be like, fuck, fuck. I haven't quite absorbed the Midwestern thing. I'm quiet and low energy enough that the anger doesn't come out nearly as much here. But
It comes through though.
is it? Thanks, boss. Is it? See, there's this thing called projecting, Jules.
Yeah. Shut your mouth.
You shut your stupid mouth.
I'd like to thank the duck. The duck.
StreamYard.
The StreamYard duck. Where is his head?
Hey, it's right over your head.
It's this little guy. Who's a duck?
Who's a duck?
Who's a duck?
Who's a mallard?
He's a mallard. Who's a mallard duck? He's hanging out with a dog. It's a nice pit bull named Faye. She's a lovely girl. And I just want to give a shout out to Faye. Hey, Faye. You're a dog. You won't be able to understand what's happening right now. You
What
don't
just happened?
know that this exists.
I'm
I was
so
petting-
worried about you, Jules.
I was petting the duck.
Duck petting.
And then I thought about how I was petting a dog. And I just wanted to give a shout out to the dog. Because she's
So-
a good girl.
So yesterday, dogs were looking at me all weird.
They know
and
something.
I was walking to go get a cup of coffee, and this dog just like was sitting up on like a little. There was a little, I don't know, like a raised seating area. It's like concrete though, so it's not a deck, but it's like part of this coffee shop. And the dog's just like looking at me as I'm walking down the street, and then it just threw itself off like with a harness on, like like sort of like hung itself a little bit on its chest harness for like like 2 feet off the ground or something. And then the people were like, and I just walked right by. I'm like,
What?
whatever, puppy. And I came back out and I met it. It was a little rescue, and but the whole time I was in the shop, it was looking at me the whole time. And I got back home, and then I just like went over to the grocery store, and there was another dog, and like I was just gonna cross, and like the dog was coming this way with its owner, and they were walking pretty quick, and so I was just gonna slow down. I sort of walked diagonally, like I was gonna end up behind them, and the dog just stopped. It would like totally fixated on me. It wouldn't do anything else, and so I just had to sort of like abort, and so I went back around the other way, and then the dog was still like super on me, and I'm like, "You're the second." And then one block later, I'm just going across another street, and this like little dog is just like looking at me and like they're like stopping the owner from walking. He's like looking right at me, and I'm like, number 3.
I mean, I for one totally get the dog's point. I mean,
Did you get home and discover you had like a string of hot dogs?
Right, yeah. Did you have a Slim Jim in your pocket or something?
I mean, yeah, that's yeah.
and that's how he found out.
Yeah, that's it was they were playing a trick on me at the clinic. They put a bunch of hot dogs in my back pocket, and
Well, speaking of hot
Kyla,
dogs in your
I'm
back
sorry.
pocket. Oh.
Yes, absolutely, that's me. When the tag for the whole like "Where's my goddamn parade" thing is, we brought it up on VOM one night. What is this, a crossover episode? And I played a song, and Rowan just went, I don't know about a parade. I mean, it was fucking perfect. He just like sandbagged it in the nicest way possible. And then he sent me a really nice private note about it. You know, he's like really sweet. But I'm like,
Sweetie pie.
we really need to sample that. And
No,
have
I
it
was about to
play.
say, like, we need to get that as a drop. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of dropping stuff, drop a song, yo.
Do I have to drop the beat first?
A boom boom chish. A boom chish.
How'd you know? It's
God,
uncanny.
We just got it like that.
I like that, y'all. This is one that popped into my head recently. That is from sometime in the last couple of years, I think, and then it went away. So let's see if I can play it. Is that coming through okay, boss?
how's your voice? It sounds really present. How's your voice?
So far, quiet. We'll see how it goes. I have to find the lyrics first. You say you want too many things to count, couldn't settle on any amount. You say it's good to have all those desires. It's a fuel that's up and keeps you fire, and only takes you higher. All I ever wanted was out. It's all I ever really think about. It's all I ever wanted. Say it's great to drive the wrong way. I can't wait to hit it every day. It's like a drug, strive for better things. The prize you seek is always worth the sting. The kind of thing it brings. All I ever wanted was out. Never really had much of a doubt. It's all I ever wanted. Say go on. It's not nearly so bad. Just look around at all the fun you've had. Maybe don't be sad. For reasonings I am glad. Now take out your notepad. All I ever wanted was out. It's all I ever really think Thank you.
Tasty tones.
How recent
Thank
is
you.
that?
Within the last couple of years, I could look it up if you want.
It's like a post Pando song.
Yeah, it's definitely Pando.
Is it a toddler song?
A toddler song?
It's toddling.
It's
at
toddling
it's at
along.
that age where it's toddling along.
Yeah.
It's toddling
that's
right along.
I think that may be, if not the first time I've heard that, one of the first times I've heard that song. And I know because I'm repulsed by it. I have a
I would
bad
hope
taste
so.
in the back of my mouth.
Jules.
Sean.
That's not true.
Draws.
You
No,
have
I love it.
feelings.
I like.
You
I
have
like.
feelings about it,
okay.
Jules.
It's
okay,
from-
those feelings are valid, Jules.
I don't like having the
when
feelings.
when he talked about all he ever needed was out, like tell me what that brings up for you, Jules.
It struck a
There's
little
only-
too close to home, and it felt like he was talking about me and was directing that at me. And now that I'm talking about it out loud, and maybe I'm projecting something onto it, and I'm sorry, Chris.
You're welcome. And it was September 7th of 2022, and I've missed you, Sean.
That's recent as shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
not even
that's-
toddling.
That's not even quite a toddler.
No.
I guess songs can toddle that early, but it's usually
It's
they're
very
a couple
rare.
more months.
Yeah,
Toddling.
yeah.
Don't read too much into a song that toddles early either. They're like,
Yeah.
they
Doesn't
just-
mean that song's an advance, faster. It just
It
means
does
that
not mean
this
that.
this is a milestone they hit earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am very entertained by all of that. And thank you. Yeah, I don't know why. I liked that one, and I think it felt a little lyrically flabby in the middle. I'm like, and I just got into other things. Or maybe I was drinking a lot in September of 2022. I can't
So
remember.
here's a question.
Here's your sign.
Here's a question for you. Here's your sign. When you got feelings,
When you get them feelings,
If you got feelings,
so you got feelings about a lyric, and then you go and you ask everyone else, and their feelings aren't the same.
you might be a songwriter.
Who's wrong?
everyone is wrong. Everyone is wrong.
Oh man.
Oh, and the light comes on. Wait, I need a picture for light. Everybody smile happy.
This is all I can do. I'm waving. This is enough.
You're doing great.
Thanks, man.
You
That's what
bet.
I needed.
No, thank me.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah, that one. I don't know what it was. I got to be in the mood for him, I guess. But yeah, that was.
All I ever wanted was out.
Yeah, it's just called All I Ever Wanted. But
Isn't that what you say every time, though?
that is the line. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all I ever wanted. It seems ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, it's a bit on the nose if you add that was
Yeah.
out.
I feel
Even
like
in parentheses.
I feel
Yeah,
like
what-
anytime there's something where it's a twist at the end, I try to.
Yeah,
I
you want
try
to trick the audience.
Yes, it's all about tricking them. Trick those fuckers.
Hey,
I
gotcha
but it's-
journalism.
but it's also you don't decide what the hit is.
It's-
Like I had somebody at an in-person open mic I hadn't gone to in a couple of months. I had played Driveway and the host really liked it, and I came back to it after a couple of months, and he's like, "You're back finally." He's like, "I still have it on my phone." He showed me he had my SoundCloud page up. Like, "I still have your goddamn song here." It's like, "I'm sorry too."
Yeah, jeez.
Living in those worst moments.
Yes,
Let's go back.
absolutely.
Let's
Okay.
go back to social distancing.
Well,
Yes,
oh,
please, and
man,
thank
like
you.
seriously, like okay, so Kyla, we were talking about video games earlier. I bought a PlayStation in like April of 2020. Like we
Yeah.
got the Trump bucks. Trump sent us our Trump bucks.
Did you buy it with the Trump bucks?
I bought it with the Trump bucks. Donald Trump bought me a PlayStation 4.
We had bought the PlayStation 4 in like February that year, like January.
Oh
or
my god,
February.
that is such just so then you just
Yeah,
fucking
and then
coast.
and then we bought like the entire Yakuza franchise, and my husband was like, "We paid basically the same price to see one psychologist one time."
Yeah. So that is that kind of helped me very much, and
I bet.
I miss those times where I could just be like, What do I have to? Oh, right, nothing. I guess then.
Yeah.
And I was
There's
writing. I was writing. How about this? I was writing the song I'm about to play. If I play a song, Sean, will you play a song?
Please.
Of course, I'll play a song.
Okay.
The only thing that I had on my head was like, oh, I better like get over to a Hungarian language website to have a little bit of text so we can fuck around with that songwriting thing. But we can do
Oh.
that. We can do that another time too.
No.
Well,
I was
again,
really hoping
this is
Kyla
not
would
the
be
last
around
time.
for this.
Yeah.
Sean has this great songwriting exercise thing, and normally I go bleh. But this one actually sounds kind of neat, and I don't quite understand it fully. But if you want to stick around and hear what it's like and decide if you want to be involved, that'd be cool.
All right. Well, anyway, but Jules is going to tell us, is this a song about feelings that you've had, or is it just something you made up, Jules?
Yes.
Are you? What he's asking?
Absolutely.
Are you a fucking liar, or are you actually telling something about what you felt?
You got it, John.
Is it
Back
is
to
it
you.
is it that we
I like
we
this
might
answer.
like
This is a good answer.
in a
That's the
par-
correct answer.
Is it like in a parasocial way we may misunderstand having learned a little more about you when actually we didn't at all?
There's always the threat of that because that is the nature of my existence.
And I've missed you so much, Sean. Just throwing that in there. Missed you a lot.
It's parasocial all the way down, buddy. I'm
We've
telling
kept
you.
we
that
kept
mean
your
person-
chair open.
They're so
I
sweet.
haven't asked for this, but can you make that a banner? I like that one as a banner. Can you make parasocial all the way down as a banner?
Please and thank you. Yeah. We're yeah. Your third chair, which is often just the hosting chair, has been left open for you like Elijah, hoping that you'd come back to us.
No, I just like talking. All right, so Jules, what are you gonna do?
What do you got for us, dear Jules?
Yeah.
So
We're
Jules, what do
waiting,
you got
Jules.
Yeah, your turn.
Waiting on you there.
Jules.
Waiting on you, JB.
Hey, Jules. Hey, balls. Little balls.
Hey,
Come on.
ball. He
Put
was
that on the table, balls. Come on, little balls.
parasocial all the way down.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
was doing. For
Sean-
you people. For you!
Sean,
I did this
Nick.
for you!
Hey! What do you mean, you people?
Good question.
White people.
Fair.
White people.
Fair.
But I have
Asked
to
and
do it.
answered.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Jules. As a
you're
white
welcome.
person.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. This can you hear my voice and the guitar
Yeah.
similarly okay?
Guitar is kind of loudish.
Loud, yeah.
Okay, I just moved the mic a bit. Like so.
Yeah, the guitar's kind of Jules, and Jules is a little less Jules.
Okay. How's
More
this
Jules.
now? Is this better? With the voice and the guitar?
I feel like your voice could still be more present.
Well, he'll be loud. He'll be loud
Oh,
vocally.
I'm a loud boy.
It's more the guitar
Are
getting
you
a
sure
little
this
gainy.
Are you sure this is the right pick for this song? It sounds like it's a pretty hard pick, like a pretty thick pick.
Fair question. Fair question. I like it.
Yeah.
I like where your head is. Kyla, I appreciate you clicking things.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, don't stop. I was enjoying it.
I'm thinking about how I would have punched Sean in the face if he
Is this
had
okay, Sean? Is this good for you? I switched pick gauge.
Social distance.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh.
Oh, Sean, we're missing all this gold. Nope.
Oh. Is that your phone doing that?
Is Sean
Now
about
you're-
to
you-
explode? That was a...
Hold on.
Dunk, 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 dunk. No,
Sean, unmute yourself.
please. Sean,
Can you hear us?
do you think he can hear
Hear
us?
anybody?
Sean,
Unmute. Unmute.
please.
Please unmute.
Please.
Oh, are you headphones now? Please unmute yourself. I can't unmute you. Can you hear anything that's happening?
I'm gonna message him.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is
I feel
good
like we're in
television.
mission control and the we've lost connection with the
There's
lunar
something
module.
wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom?
All right. Well, you get that sort of sorted-ish enough.
Oh,
and
he's gone. Although to be fair, what I texted him was please unmeet. MEAT. I don't even know what that means.
Okay. I guess melt all the flesh from your body.
Julesy Jules, you gonna play us a
I'm
song?
gonna play a song. That's why I made myself all big.
JB.
No balls. That's what my initials stand for. Is that better? Andy's got it. Been giving it a lot of thought. The history we forget. Found out I'm at a loss for what to do. But rifle through regret. Gotta say it's a bit of a toss-up. Hedge your bets. Sometimes we break. Sometimes that makes us whole. Life is a boundless journey. Still we cling to the dotted line. Paralyzed cause we're in a hurry, yet afraid to leave the past behind. We could spend our lives on worry or save ourselves some time. All your rage is worth its weight in gold. And I know that it's not what you want to hear, or it's exactly as you fear. Time's not on your side. Life will pass you by. Time's not on your side. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Life is really what we make it. And it's up to us to choose. I understand we can get impatient, waiting in line to lose. There's a lesson in our mistakes, kid. Take it from me. You could use a little pain to weigh you down and keep your feet on solid ground. We always think we'll have more time till it all runs out. Maybe we meet up at the exit sign and reconnect somehow. Maybe it culminates in fire raining down. I could tell you what you wanna know, but gotta go goodbye for now. I know you didn't ask for this at all, and I know it's not your fault. Oh, time's not on your side. Life will pass you by. Time's not on your side. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Okay. You see, time's not on your side because of the time travel stuff. Do you get it? Do you get it?
Well, I thought I did.
But also
and then-
global warming. It's also about
Yeah.
Oh, what do sirens sound like in Canada, Kyla?
I think the same. I don't know.
You don't have the.
I don't think so. I don't
know
know.
if that's because
I hear
know they have that in-
sirens. We live the ambulance driver lives down the street, so we hear the sirens go by, but I don't think they sound like that.
Does the ambulance sleep at their house?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's island life for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Sean, you got a thing? You got
Sean, you got something on your mind?
You got some stuff?
Something musical you want to share with us?
Like a song? Play a song?
Share with the group? You have something? Is there a song?
Kyla, is there any kind of like mood you're feeling that I could cater to?
Goodness. Well, I guess we're late at night. Perhaps we're a little sleepy
Often.
and lullabyish. Maybe that's a bad thing to get you to play for me, because maybe that would put me to sleep. Well, I did express the desire to
Yes.
to perform violence upon your body earlier. Maybe you should play something aggressive.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's the best. Gotta just.
You can hurt me, Kyla.
Aw, that's so sweet.
He's gonna turn it into song.
Alrighty, I think.
How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you go with that, man? Live your
Yeah.
truth. Chase your bliss.
Unless you have
you're a
something
snowflake. Fly with the wind, and then
newish
melt, I
that you're
guess?
especially feeling at the moment. Do you have anything that's new and up for grabs that you might want to throw at us? Or
Actually, you know what? I have a perfect song to sing. It was something
bet you
it's
do.
actually really an older song. It's from my album from 2010. But I've been playing it. I was just playing it the other day, and I was like, oh, I sort of missed this song. So let me make sure I'm in the right key.
always helpful.
Inside, let me in. House. Okay, that's fine. Neon sign, fluorescent lights. Makes me look like hell, but it feels just right. Sun's been down for days and days, it seems. Life's long on sleep, short on dreams. I'll take the booth over there. I see the whole place and the corner traffic light. And it's a red, green, yellow, red, green. But from inside the streets don't seem so mean. So let me in. Don't send me away. This old town needs you open all night long. and I need a place to stay. Share a secret with me, please. Something you'd not entrust to someone else. If I tell, I'm going straight to hell. But I ain't leaving, so it's just as well. But you ain't saying anything. But you ain't sending me away. You see, I've always been taking what's been placed before me, before you, before you. So let me in, don't send me away. This old town needs you open all night long, and I need a place to stay. Come over here, just for the view. As the sun rises, this town seems new, and I need a place to stay. Let me in, don't send me away. Let me in, don't send me away.
I'd just like to say for the group,
that
oh
was
god
real
damn it.
Nice. That was real nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That was actually so. For Jules, when you were talking about your song, was like this thing and also this other thing. That was like late night. There's this place in Denver where I wrote that song called the Denver Diner, which is there weren't tons of all night places, but that was one of them. And it was sort of about just like being sort of alone on a late night, but also it was also about just like sort of homelessness and not really having somewhere to be. And so that's what that was about. When you're talking about climate change too.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of my songs are like, this is about a girl or something. It's like, and also neoliberalism. It's so yeah. Well, lovely as usual, Kyla. I'm glad you liked it. I think if we can squeeze another song out of you, we'd love to do that. I know it's. She's an hour and a half ahead of us. She's east of Maine, which is unfathomable to me. I looked up Newfoundland and Labrador. I
Newfoundland.
I'm sorry, teacher.
Don't listen to Chris.
Don't listen to Chris. If you take nothing else away from this, don't listen to Chris.
They're called tacos. I know this.
Tacos.
All right? They're called tacos.
It's pronounced gyro, okay?
No. I think it's pasta.
Pasta.
It's pasta
You
and
put ketchup on the
tacos.
pasta.
That's right.
Why are you from Chicago now? What's happening?
I don't know, but I want a big old hot dog and
Hot
a deep
dog.
dish pizza.
Deep
Do you
dish.
have Kyla? Do you have any songs that really showcase a Newfoundland aesthetic or a Newfoundland
Ooh.
accent?
I mean, I could sing you a Newfoundland traditional.
That could be an answer to the question, but also you might just have a song where you say pasta. I don't know.
Hey, I want some pasta over here.
Hey.
Well, anything with an R.
We're going to the Greek festival.
Yeah, actually.
Get some baklava. Well, there is a Greek festival in
some
town. I went over.
falafel.
It's really nice. I
Oh,
wanted.
that's
I
nice.
wanted. Yeah.
So it's like a commute. Is it like a commuter flight to Iceland? You guys are like 2
No.
hours from Iceland up there.
No, Iceland's still very far away. And, like, you can't go to Iceland. You have to go to Toronto and then go to Iceland.
God damn it, Kyla. We just want one thing. We want to be able to get quickly to Iceland. No reason.
Speaking of gotcha journalism, hey Kyla, why'd you start all those fires in Canada?
Ooh.
We're breathing in that smoke over
I
here.
know. I'm actually the only part of Canada that isn't getting the smoke.
Yeah, we talked about that when you were on
Hey.
the when you were on the open mic. Yeah, you said that you saw it for the first time
We had one day
within
where,
the past week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had one day that was kind of eerie. There was an eerie haze.
Eerie, Chris.
I'll say.
Hey,
Sean, did you get any of that out by you at all? The
Yeah, you must have
Yeah,
got
that
BC.
sweet Canada fire.
We had.
I've heard of Canada Dry.
We
but
actually
Canada
we
Fire.
actually had fires in Washington State. We haven't gotten any Canada fires yet this season, but we did get Washington State fires over just in the last couple of days. There was a big fire over on
West
the
Coast fire
the
season's starting.
south end of the Olympic Peninsula, over near some cities actually.
Down at Olympia. Rancid came up on my phone the other day. So
Kyla Tilley is gonna
Alright.
sing us a song.
What do you want me to sing you?
Jules, I don't think we're involved in this. I think this is all Sean.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna boot us from the stream.
Since I've never heard any of your songs about your, since I've never heard, on the off chance someone else is watching, since I haven't heard any of your songs, I would hate to miss out on the opportunity to hear one of your originals. But if you're really feeling like your deepest truth would be expressed with a Newfoundland traditional, then I'm open to that as well.
Well, there's a lot of songs to choose from, so I'm not sure. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe we'll go with. Well, this is actually about Nova Scotia, but it's. I think we'll do this one.
I'm back, baby.
Unless someone else has a suggestion, if they'd rather hear the.
I think my suggestion is that Sean continues the show because he's much better at it than either of us.
There's a reason I booted both of us. And not
Yes,
just
yeah,
you.
good call, good call.
So is Nova Scotia just like a scotch away?
No, it's still.
I would like to take back my previous statement.
I revoke your privileges.
I think that's well done. This is about the ocean, though, so that works. Nova Scotia is for me to get to Nova Scotia. In the summer, I can drive 2 hours and then take a 14-hour ferry, and I will be in Nova Scotia.
14-hour.
In the fall and winter, I have to drive 8 hours and take an 8-hour ferry because the 14-hour ferry.
That seems uncalled for in both cases. I don't
But
know.
in Newfoundland, our beaches are they're rock. All our beaches are rock, and you can't swim. There's a couple spots where you can swim, and they're called sands instead of beaches. So there's Northern Bay Sands and there's Salmon Cove Sands.
Wow.
But most places you can't swim.
Which are
That
still
seems
rocks.
Awful.
Well, they're very
Still
tiny
just very
rocks.
tiny
Okay,
rocks.
so smaller rocks.
Yeah, I live 15
else-
minutes from an actual beach.
There's a lot of like big, like you can't go in the water. But in Nova Scotia, you can go in the water, and they have sandy beaches, and they're long and vast and very beautiful.
Are they called sands?
No, they just call them beaches, I think.
Yeah, if you have to distinguish when your beach has sand, you might be in Newfoundland.
Exactly.
Newfoundland.
Okay.
Exactly.
Tyler Tilley, here she is.
Warm sun, bare skin, braced for cold, shocking pleasure of immersion. Plant my toes, grip the sand, extend my arms, caress the surface, and wait. Gentle, gentle are the waves. The big spray hits when I'm not looking, takes advantage of my lapse, scoops my body up and slams my insignificant form down to drag along the bottom, dislodging snails and habitations. Hair like netting catches seaweed, tangles around my face and throat. Choking salt, spitting liquid, I'm ejected, used, exhausted. Bobbing like the wooden treasures. Shaped, softened, and displaced by the ocean.
That's fascinating. I had lots of ideas.
Yeah, we if you go back and watch the first hour of this, well, first of all, you'll be the only person to do that. But secondly, we had a really nice talk with Kyla about her background and all that stuff that she is not allowed to repeat now. So no,
We're not in the segment anymore.
no, we're out of that segment.
I mean, hold on.
We asked what her fucking deal was.
Oh no, we're back in the segment. Oh my god,
no!
get out of here! Get out of here! Oh my god.
I
Ooh.
thought it was pretty clear what her deal was when the waves were gentle in one moment and then her body was like thrown about like she was so insignificant. I was paying attention.
Okay,
I mean,
fine.
I guess that's one way to go with it.
Whatever. It's dumb.
I guess.
Anyway, it's
Dumb. You dumb head. You're dumb with your dumb head. Head, it's dumb.
I do write a lot of songs about how humanity is inconsequential.
Oh yeah. It's a nice notion. I've found it's a very humbling one, and it really just it gives you perspective, man. You know.
Sure.
And like we live in a society, dude.
What were you going to say, Sean?
Well, I was going to say that I noted like your approach to strumming, and I was wondering when you're doing some of the things closer to the bridge versus above the sound hole, are those things that change from time to time when you perform it? Is it sort of more free form and just like in the moment, or is there you're gonna do this one particular kind of sound or one particular kind of gesture
No, it's more in the moment for that song. That's probably the only song I strum like that on. And yeah, no, it's to create movement like the waves, but I haven't been like, I'm going to play over the sound hole for this line and over the bridge for this line.
When it made me think of so I studied when I was first going through school, I studied classical voice, and I did classic, like lots of older stuff, and like German stuff was my favorite stuff. But there was this one, there's this guy named Ned Rorem, who was an American composer who did a lot of poetry, said a lot of poetry to songs, and it's just the stuff, like you do one thing, it sort of sticks in your head. And he set this very, very strange poet named Theodore Roethke, and as I was listening to your song, it made me think of something like that, where when you listen to newer music anyway, music like after like the 30s, there are certain places where the popular music culture that underpins like really shines through, and then sometimes it's something that you're really working against. And so I don't know, that was a thought. It was a thought. It's not a complete thought, obviously, but it sort of came into my head as to like it sounded a little sea shanty-ish,
Oh
like
yeah,
a little Eastern, like islandy kind of thing, like definitely like mixed up in the ocean and stuff like that. But I thought about some other composers while I was listening, was like how much of that is intentionally like tagging on to that tradition versus
Right.
how much of it is just sort of like steeped in the culture.
Yeah, I mean, a certain, quite a lot of it is steeped in the culture. I sort of had, I feel like I was trying to get a vibe like, so that song also, unusually to how I write differently all the time. That song, I wrote all the words first and then set them to music. I wrote all the words and then I wrote the melody and then I put the chord progression in, which I usually it's more mixed up. But in that particular song, I sat down and I wrote the lyrics, and then I sat down and I
Does it
wrote
have
the
like
melody. And actually, it's all on tape, and there's even a video on YouTube of me
Oh my
writing
God.
it. But then I wrote that. At least I think I put a video up of me writing the lyrics. I might not have done the rest, but I know that when I was writing the chords, I definitely was like, hey, this sort of sounds like similar feel to Reynardine, which by Steel Eye Span. But it's, I mean, yeah, a lot of my stuff has sort of Celtic-y sea sounds.
I'd just like to follow up and say
you in the
that's
back?
easily better than any question Jules or I asked you in
Right.
the first hour.
I considered just booting us from the stream.
I
again.
mean, yeah. I mean, really, Sean, what I'm saying is, Sean, where the fuck were you at 9?
at 9 o'clock,
I liked your questions.
yeah.
Aw,
You
thank
guys
you for
are
lying
great.
to me.
You guys are great and fun. You have friends. You are friends. You make
Are we friends?
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Jules?
We haven't had the conversation.
Jules, are we friends now?
I don't want to
Put
put
it
a
up,
label
Put up.
on
This
it.
is group therapy starting now. What's your fucking deal, guys?
What's your
Oh God, it's back.
It
It's
hurts so
back
bad.
again.
It hurts so bad. Why does it hurt like this? It's not supposed to hurt, is it?
Oh boy.
It was really nice to hear that, though.
Yeah.
Kyla. I appreciated it.
Yeah, she's
Maybe
singular
think-
in what she
lots
does.
of lots of things. It also made me think of a local musician who's very, very fun. And she was from New York and she moved out to Seattle. Her name's Debbie Miller. I would recommend you go check her out. She's she's a pianist, but she has sort of like a kind of like occasionally sort of a really sort of like folksy, like real free with tempos, and
Nice.
very, very quirky, very funny.
Awesome. This shit sounds like my peer, and I am looking for my peers constantly. So I will look for Debbie Miller.
I have a question in the back.
you.
Sean, hearing that song and the way Kyla works her way around an idea, does that spur anything of yours that you would in turn like to play?
Ooh, a song circle all of a sudden.
We're just.
Well, it's more of a song rectangle, but sure.
It depends on how we stand and
It's like
if there's like a
it's
sigil
like a
or
song
something.
slap fight.
Everything with us is a slap fight.
Yeah, we're all Muppets here.
I guess if we were thinking about something that sort of has some kind of features that are trying to emulate something. Yeah, I think I have one. I have one that does, and I think that you guys probably heard it like the first time I was back at the open mic, but Kyla definitely hasn't heard it, and I like playing it, so I'll go ahead and play
Please be about the bunnies. Please be about the bunnies. Please be about the bunnies.
Oh my god. You're gonna ruin it for everybody, Chris.
That's
not
what
about
I
the
do.
bunnies. It's not about
I'm-
the bunnies, Bubba.
Well, then I'm leaving. No, I'm just going to step away and listen. I'm old
All
man,
right.
have to run to the potty, but I will come back.
Good
You're
luck.
not rid of me yet.
Good luck.
We did this last time. You taking your phone so we can keep talking to you?
He is, yeah. So now we can just shit talk him the whole time. Yeah. I like him to leave his camera on so we can
We
see the
did this
empty
before.
chair.
Kyla, is there anything you want to have a one-way conversation with Chris while he's in the restroom about?
I can just put both of you up on screen. Oh no, it doesn't work if
Certainly
you're
not.
here. Oh, got him. Fucking got him.
All righty.
All right, give it.
It's also in the key of E nominally. Am I perfect? Was I perfect? What is perfect? When you're no longer around for me to see. Me be perfect. Look, I'm perfect at being perfect. Something I've tried so long and hard to be. We are born of the same explosions. Stardust coalesce in its own gravity. We are pulled, flying by, always passing, saying hi. It's eternal, the ride, you and me. Like a planet that is orbiting a planet, we are working out who is taking the lead. And if I crash into you, the dance would be through. But you have to be close enough to follow, close enough to lead. And I am hoping for the best, given the present. And I am looking at you right in the eyes. And I am giving up blinking. I've given up thinking. Don't want you going with any secrets left inside. But I'm not defined by this longing, this shared connection. And I'm not limited by space, time, or touch. But I am honestly, perversely wondering how I ever thought I couldn't feel this much. Like a planet that is orbiting a planet, we are working out who is taking the lead. And if I crash into you, the dance would be through. But you have to be close enough to follow, close enough to lead. Now there is news that something will be passing, close enough to change the course, close enough to end the wars. May the change that it brings prove lasting, close enough but not too close, close enough but not too close. Are we perfect? Were we perfect? What is perfect? when we're facing the end of our humanity. We were perfect, if perfect in imperfection. Always meant to be what we were meant to be. Tied together through the stars, you and me. Always meant to be what we were meant to be. What we were meant to be. What we were meant to be. What we were meant to.
Lovely.
Bloody lovely.
Very
That
lovely.
was bloody lovely.
Thank you.
Chris doesn't agree because he's not saying anything right now. So, nope, this doesn't count. None of this counts.
He's a happy boy with an empty bladder.
Chris agrees. Chris hadn't gotten there yet. Chris really liked it. Nah, Chris doesn't want to be president. Chris crazy old man.
Chris likes
loves
this.
America. What?
What are we talking about here? Chris loved that. What are we doing? Who's this guy? I just showed up. All I know is Chris loved it. Cool, man. How'd it go, Chris? Everything come out all right? Well, I'll take that as a no.
What did No Balls say? I couldn't hear him.
Nothing that bears repeating.
Well, I'd say I was going to go back and watch it, but we all know that I'm not going to do
I'm gonna
that.
do that.
That was a lovely song as ever, Sha.
Lovely. Bloody lovely.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's building another art museum.
The idea of a song slap fight makes me so oddly happy. I don't know why.
We have one of those things at the house.
Those
How long is
snakes,
that
they're
one? That looks
wonderful.
sorta big.
I got to go back and buy one.
Yeah. Kyla, you basically did like the algorithmic AI that the writer's strike is fighting against by but for architecture, for weird postmodern museums.
No, but she's
Yes.
physically doing it. She's not
doing it, but
I'm letting my subconscious lead the way.
right. But it's like
Can you use
reality
your-
shows.
Can
It's
you
like,
use your pepper
let's-
pot voice
let's
when you do
follow
it, though?
cats.
Ooh. Ooh.
What have I done?
It'll come back. It'll come back.
It's all coming
Pot
back.
voice, the pepper pot voice. I like that. Never thought of it that way.
Oh no, that's the to be that guy. It's a Monty Python reference.
Oh, okay.
That's what they referred
What
to
are
the old
you-
ladies as.
What are you, everybody's older brother? Hey, you should watch Monty Python.
I mean, I
Well, you
watched
wouldn't
all
get
the
it, it's a
Monty
Monty
Python,
Python
but I
reference.
wouldn't remember
Yeah,
anything.
I actually, I never ever under any circumstances quote the bits because that's awful.
It's insufferable.
But I do have a small bookshelf worth of Python and Python related books, and they're
You are
a
the-
lot of fun.
You were the person we had this discussion in private at the open mic. I'd never heard. I had no idea that there were Monty Python books. And
You had never heard of
it
books
was-
before?
I'd
There-
never heard
it's-
of Monty Python books.
What are books? What is
Beaks.
this books?
Beak.
You're talking
Beak.
about
Beak.
books.
I've made a lovely art gallery though.
You
That's
did.
bloody great.
Got a
That's bloody
Yeah.
great. Right.
No, they're so much fun, and they have stuff like written into the margins and jokes that are just for the person who's dumb enough to read the book.
Good comedy books
They're wonderful.
are there's
Yeah.
nothing like them.
They're a lot of fun.
They have a lot. They put like I was gonna say they put a lot in the margins as an analogy, but they literally just put a lot of shit in the
Yeah.
margins. That's
The
just
good ones.
nonsense.
Illuminated manuscript.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's good stuff.
It is. Jules, you just ran out of air like halfway through that. You're like, I just like the
I like books and I read them.
books. Do you read books?
Hey, that
'Cause
Michael
I can't
Crichton-
read books anymore.
That
I
Michael
bought
Crichton,
books.
he's good. Yeah, the adult books.
Sorry.
You only Chris only reads adult books, and then he muted himself, which means that he doesn't want.
I
to
didn't
say-
realize that happened. I'm sorry. I was fidgeting, but with a pick, and I'm down here.
need to
But
get
then
a
I
cube.
did this,
need
and
to
I
get a-
went
need to get a
blah blah blah,
fidget
and
My
There it
husband
is.
got me 2 books for my birthday, and before
Show books.
the books arrived, my birthday, he was like, "Oh, honey, I don't know if your birthday present is going to get here in time because they've been confiscated by Canada Post and moved to a secure facility."
Did
And
he buy you a person?
he was given a number to call, and he called, and Canada Post were like, "Nope, we are not releasing that parcel. You'll have to order it again." So he ordered it again, and he told me after the fact. Well, I'll tell you what he told me after the fact. Anyway, it was the landmark Thucydides and the landmark Xenophon's Hellenica. So, Greek tales of war
Yeah.
with really awesome maps and lots of detail in the margins.
Right.
Okay, I have to make girl reference.
so-
My girl would be all about what you're talking about right now.
So
That's
the
her
weird
jam.
thing, I had totally forgotten about it because I forget things. Like Julian's like, it's easy to get you presents because sometimes I see the presents, but then I forget, and I'm surprised on my birthday. But we watched The Warriors because it came
Come out and play, eh?
Like,
yeah. So I had
Okay.
never actually seen it, and we were
I haven't
watching,
either, but I know
Neither
the
have I.
references.
we watched John Wick 4, and my husband is like, as often happens when we watch movies, he's like, they stole this scene from The Warriors in John Wick 2 already, and now they're doing it again in John Wick 4. And I was like,
It's a
I
sequel, baby.
haven't actually seen The Warriors. So we were like, okay, well, we have to watch The Warriors. So The Warriors is loosely based on Xenophon's Anabasis. And so while we're watching the movie, I joked and I was like, "Hey, did you get me the landmark Anabasis? Is that what Canada Post has moved
Held
to
up, yeah.
has held up and has confiscated? That's the word I'm looking for. Is
Moved
that
to a
what
secure
Canada Post
location.
confiscated and moved to a secure location?"
Black-bagged.
And he told me, he's like, "You said that," and he was just like, "How on earth did she come up
Wow.
with that?"
That
And he
is-
was like, "I just didn't say anything, and then you forgot all about
Tell
it."
me what that's called again, because I'm going to send it. My girl, I met her
It's called
in.
the Zachalphanakis.
Yes, exactly.
It's
I met her.
anaphylaxis.
Anaphylaxis. You went into shock when you realized you were getting that. Thank you.
Good night,
That was for
everybody.
Sean.
That's the Annapurna Map of Magicus.
Yeah, Anna Karenina, it's Dostoevsky.
Alfa Romeo, drive, boom, boom.
Okay, Dracar Noir, something. We're-
Drapple, Snapple. Bow.
I guess
What
you
was
win.
what was it called again?
So so the Warriors is based on Anabasis by Xenophon, and Xenophon's book Hellenica is what happens after. And Julian tried to get me Anabasis and Hellenica, but for some reason Anabasis wasn't available.
Xenophon.
But the
Not
Warriors
xenophobia.
is a very good movie.
Oh
It's a
boy.
very good movie.
Okay, so is it the landmark Xenophon Xenobasmus?
Mm-hmm.
Or is
It's
it
in the chat.
Yeah.
there's a chat?
She
I'm
dropped
being
it
told
in.
there's a chat.
In the
Yeah.
private chat.
And I-
Anabasis Xenophon.
Yeah. Well, Xenophon is the author. And he was with a bunch of Greek mercenaries, and they got trapped in Persia and had to make their way out. And he wrote a book about it.
That's so rad.
And that's what The Warriors was based on.
And it might have been a total lie, but still, it's great. The Greeks, so good at
Didn't
storytelling.
they make up most of the stories? Like, aren't they mostly like the original format of story?
Egypt.
Egypt?
Like they stole a lot of their mythology and their
It's all been done. Woohoo!
basically
That's
yeah,
Canadian.
there's nothing
Bare
new
naked ladies.
under
Yeah.
the sun. Yeah,
Everything old is new again.
it is.
I'm sending it to the missus. Kyla, when I met my now wife, girl reference, she was a student at Hopkins, so I was in a band. It was me and a bunch of Hopkins students. So band practice conversation was pretty solid. But she's into those kinds of things that I don't understand.
I've written 3 songs out of reading Herodotus so far.
It looks like
I
you
will
can
write
get
more.
the Anabasis in the public domain
Well,
because it's really
Has it
old.
gone out of? Has
well,
it gone out of
you
copyright?
can get all of these in the public domain.
So the
These
movie rights are
these-
just right there, baby.
These are all in the public domain. Yes.
Get that sweet cheddar monies.
The cheddar monies.
That's what the kids say.
I'm feeling as cool as Kyla Tilley. As cool.
Tyler Killey.
Tyler Killey.
I almost
Tyler.
I did debate typing in Tyler Killey.
You know, I appreciate that you even thought about something as stupid as that I came up with.
I did think about something.
I came up with. You started calling her Tyler Kylie.
No, it was.
I called her Tyler Killey for years, and by years I mean
Months.
however long you were.
however long since I met you, which was like a year ago or something like that.
Actually, I think we might be on 2 years. I don't
Really?
know.
Wow.
Oh no, that's true.
Because it was.
I came on the.
How long
VOM.
have you been vorming?
I lived in St. John's when I joined the VOM, and it was in February.
Right, and
So
then
that
I
must-
joined
You don't know
that
which February,
that
but it
May
was
It must have been 2021.
Yeah. So yeah,
I would have been
over
there.
over 2 years. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sure you were. Chris, did I tell you that I went back and I watched like the 4th VOM?
No.
And then it was one that you were on.
And nobody knew how to talk into a
no one knew how
microphone.
to. No one knew how to do shit. Everybody's
Chihuahua.
It was a
everybody's
different
stuff was.
time.
Yeah,
it was a different time.
really
I
was.
didn't realize
y'all
how much.
y'all went around 3 times.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I didn't
Just-
realize
just
how
to
much
fill
I
the
couldn't say
space.
words.
Yeah.
I was just like I had lost what. So when was it? The 4th one. So that's in like April.
Yeah, it was like the first week of April. I
In a month, I had lost the ability to speak to other humans. Everything I said,
No,
very strange.
It's wild how much I just turned into a turtle. Like I especially once I got the PlayStation, man. It's just like, oh, I don't have to go. These are worlds. Oh, I can't go to New York to play music anymore. I will buy the Spider-Man game and swing around New York and be like, hey, I used to play right here. All
I
right,
feel
we'll
like I'm
see you
half.
later. Beat up
I feel
some
like I'm
criminals.
half coming up with reasons now to not go out. You know, it's like,
Oh,
well, I probably
all the time.
shouldn't
I'm
do
always
that.
looking. I'm like the Terminator, just like looking for like, is this a reason to not go out? No. Is this a reason? Nobody.
why we
Nothing's
moved
John
to the
Connor
woods.
for me.
I'm
Is that
sorry,
a movie
what?
you've seen, Kyla? The Terminator.
Terminator? Yes.
Okay.
The first
But wait,
2. I
the
haven't
first
seen
2.
any of the
That's it.
others.
You're
That's all
good.
you
And I
need.
feel
You're
that
good.
That's all right.
You're set. You are set.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear what you said right before the Terminator
Oh,
reference.
that's partly why we moved to the woods. It was
I live in the
oh,
woods.
We moved to the woods. We won't ever have to go anywhere.
That was
Well,
the weird
but I
thing.
still periodically have to go somewhere, and I have to drive 1 to 6 hours to get there.
Closer
That's a
to the
long way.
grave. You moved
What?
to the woods to be closer to the grave.
That's,
Yeah, I'm not-
yeah. Chris, I think you should play that song again.
Or do you want the other one?
I don't. I either of them, but like I don't think I mentioned it, but just like I like that genre. And
Or do you?
Kyla, your drinking alone song was kind of up that alley. That
Bummer country.
Yeah, bummer country. I mean, like, you know, or bummer folk, or you know, it's
When somebody comes up with the term, you're like, I could have.
Ah, that was right there. It was there the
damn it.
whole time.
God damn it!
Were-
Those words
so-
existed in English.
I went to a songwriting retreat down in Texas.
We were just talking about that.
Kyla was just talking about that.
Well,
Did you
not the
go
one
to-
in Texas, but we were
No,
talking
not
about
Take
that
us back
one.
out again, Jules.
Okay,
Take
you
us
know
back
what?
out of the.
I'm so sorry. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
since-
Please.
I went to this songwriter. This is what they want. So I want them to be happy. So I went to this songwriter retreat down in Texas, and I was chatting with a friend down there, and it was like, we just need to put together a music festival that's like just sad songs, right? Just like everyone's like just saying, and we decided to call it like mostly melancholy music festival, sort of in like the mostly Mozart
right, yes,
vein.
yes.
And it
So then
turns
you get
out
people with happy songs sneaking in.
yeah. They can do the open mic, and but not on the main stage, please. And but the Milk Carton Kids run a long weekend song retreat called Sad Song Summer Camp.
Oh.
which sounds really fun to me. But you've been to it.
I guess we're back now.
Welcome
Okay.
back.
I guess we're not adding anything, but we are back.
We're not. We're,
I just texted Jules. He pulled us out. We're listening to you two talk, and I just texted him. I'm so happy right now.
I gave him a gold star for producing because he invited you guys. So
He did.
good job,
Oh,
Chris.
and I'd like to mention
for
we
you.
we have a guest booked for next week.
With
The fantastic Ron Smith.
okay, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a
It's good
wonderful singer-songwriter.
Nice.
He has the greatest 2-song sets I've ever heard.
It's a roller coaster. It's an
he
emotional
has-
roller coaster.
He has these songs. He'll make everybody laugh with the first song and make everybody cry
Nice.
with the second song. Like,
Nice.
everybody's just demolished after the second song. Like
You're supposed
like-
to do that the other way around.
sometimes he's done it the other way around.
I like
You
that. I
like-
like that version. I like the cliffhanger version. Of like, but is it gonna be okay? And it's like, I don't know.
No.
Who's next? But you're right.
Well, he had-
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. And he's a pretty unassuming guy. Really funny, really nice. Sean, have you been on when Ron was there? Or you doing something else now?
I have seen him a couple of times. Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah, he's wonderful and somehow doesn't really have recordings of his songs. And I'm like, God damn it, get on that. It's like, fucking quit it. Yeah. But that should happen next week, ideally. But we're talking about this week right now.
And this week, Chris, I have a question for you. What is... I used to do farts all over.
I don't think that's a question. That's more of a statement.
That's not a question. That's not a question.
What's going on here?
Yeah, give us a song. Give us a song. Yeah.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you got it.
Why don't you play with your guitar in front of us?
Gross.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Now he's leaving. Shit, yeah.
No,
Okay.
piss, yeah.
Leave your headphones in so you can enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it up on my phone so we get 2 views
Blech.
for this episode.
2 views, people.
2 views.
No, we were almost in.
Due to news.
We were at almost. What do we have? Like 17 on Sean's. It's like, whoa! Somebody watched.
Wow, goodness gracious.
Might have just been me because
I posted the link to my Facebook page when we were doing it. So
That's what we should have
do know
done.
a couple
That's
of
what we
people
should have
did.
done.
I know a couple of people came. I didn't do it today, but I did it the other day. And one of my music teachers from college posted up and said, "I heard you having like this moment of talking about like deep songs, and there was." And he mentioned a particular songwriter that I needed to check out. So I've still got it back on the Facebook link to follow up. So
I do have a question for Kyla and for Sean, not for No Balls. And my question is, at least he knows. No, that guy finally left.
no boss knows when.
So one of 2 songs, disturbing song I wasn't comfortable playing for a while, or the last pair of heels song that I quite like.
Oh, that's a tough choice. I like the sound of Disturbing Song that you weren't comfortable
I
playing.
don't think it's as good of a song as the last pair of heels song, but
the
I'll play it
last
if you
pair of
want.
heels was a good song, so
Yeah, I like that one very much.
I haven't heard either of them. I don't think.
Then we
And,
should let Sean pick then.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I wasn't. I tell you what. Let's do the Heels song. Because I listened. When I read that thing, I knew I was going to be busy. I wasn't going to be able to spend time to write a song for it. But I also was like, this doesn't do anything for me. So I'd like to hear what it did for you.
Yeah, I like that one a lot better. The one before it, I think I didn't involve myself in because it was literally dog. And that just made me angry. It's like, and then everybody voted for it. It's like, you don't really mean this.
It was really ridiculous.
But then,
how
of
many
course,
people wrote a dog song?
Ron wrote a wonderful dog song.
Yeah, and then Steve Patton had a song that involved a dog.
That really does not count.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Last pair of healers. Is that what they did?
I'm sad that Telly didn't do his idea. He was going to do a wrestling related one.
He may have just not shown up for on the day.
I hear he sends me like borderline actionable reels on Instagram, which reminds me we should get Telly on here.
Absolutely. Oh my
yeah.
god. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's born to it. Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, remind me when we're done. I will drop him a line.
Okay.
Let's see. Here's a song.
Am I muted?
No.
I'm not.
Nope. I can still hear you.
What about now? Am I muted?
Nope. Still not. Not
Baba
muted.
Booey. Baba Booey.
Let me try that again. Eventually, it'll turn out to be even worse than we ever thought. No one will ever look on that way. No, not that way. Not today. Feeling ground down by the last pair. Take your time, you'll get there. If it's too much, and it's too much, I can't say I blame anyone. Take your time, that's what I'd say. If I were to say, but I can't say. Feeling ground down by the last pair. Take your time, you'll get there. Inevitably, it turns out to be just about what we thought it'd be. Feeling ground down by the last pair. Take your time, you'll get there. You'll get there. Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a good riff. Good riff.
Rock and roll music.
I like
Rock
that
and
one.
roll, man.
I was poking at that music it's probably a cheat for the prompts, because the music was kind of half floating around for a while, and the last pair of heels kind of pulled everything together.
Not a cheat.
It's not a cheat at all. That is how
it's song.
how
Yeah.
it's supposed to work. It's the garbage heap. You just,
I feel like
throw
that
it in,
sometimes.
It's
Yeah.
the churn, and then sometimes it poops out something good.
I worry about the cheat. Like, maybe it's a cheat, and who's keeping score besides me? Like, it was like a piece of music that I really liked, but I couldn't figure out what to do with it, and like the last pair of heels just kind of went, popped in on it. But yeah, I like playing that one very much. And Jules, I didn't do it this time, but when I was practicing it before the VOM, I actually used the looper, so it had like solo-y stuff over the ending. So maybe I'll do that at some
We're gonna
point.
get you to do it. Yeah.
It's only a matter. Well, I'm not doing it right now. Now, Jules, I think it's your turn. Did you go pee?
Me. We're
Did
doing
you pee?
it.
Did
I
you go pee?
did. Thank you. Thank
Did
you
you
for asking. Oh my
Did
god.
you? Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Did ya?
Did you micturate?
Excuse me?
Did you micturate?
What did you call me?
Urea, I'll say.
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't.
Urea. I hardly even know her.
Ooh. Sing us a song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe if you sing a song, you'll stop talking. Ha ha.
Okay, well, while you're getting yourself set to sing a song, because you're not quite ready yet, right?
not really. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm playing keyboard or guitar.
There's
yet.
a lot
Okay.
of preamble.
Also,
Yeah,
just
no.
for what everybody just said.
None taken.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay, so I think
Some taken.
I got invited to play a gig, but I want your guys' input here. So
Is it right now? Don't go.
no, it's
Don't
not.
go. Stay
So
here.
It's
We'll match whatever they're paying.
one of the things I do is I sort of play music for dancers,
Right.
Oh,
and
yes.
and so usually it's mostly like improvisatory music for dancers, just acoustic and maybe some like effects pedals. And not really. I don't really usually do looping, but I'll do like delays and stuff like that, and improvise lyrics, and just sort of the whole thing is all just made up, and people just sort of wiggle around and dance and have a good time.
Love a good
It,
wiggle.
Like that?
It's a little
Like-
bit more organized
No,
than
not
Contact
like that.
Improv.
Contact
but,
improv. I think that's fighting or fucking. One of those. I don't.
If you
Or
know,
yes.
you know.
Yes,
So they got a monthly dance, and they invited me to basically choose which one I want, and I can do whatever I do anyway, but they have themes for the decorations for the night, and the September one is called the Punderdome.
Oh man! Oh boy, that is caving in on itself already. It's
Which
an
I
Ouroboros of pun.
which I feel sets some kind of expectation for my set.
2 pun enter, 1 pun leave.
In a way that October 7th's Gothic Apothecary doesn't quite like put a bunch of stress on me to be super punny.
Yeah, go for that second. Go for the second one.
You guys
Gothic
do spooky
apothecary.
stuff.
And then in November, a friend of mine's actually coming, but she said she was interested in possibly double booking with me with my friend, which we've done before, and I don't know if that's really what we
Is
want
it me? Am I the friend?
No.
Shit.
And
Less interested
and
now.
then the December one is the theme is Northern Lights.
Wait, what was the November one?
November one doesn't. It's a birthday. It's like sort of an anniversary, so doesn't have a specific.
So what's
kind
the
of
question?
deal. The question is, which one should I do based on the themes of the
Spooky one.
for the vision?
Oh, October. Definitely
October.
October.
Oh,
yeah.
Gothic Apothecary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In
Get
fact,
scary and
Gothic
drugged up. Yeah.
Apothecary is going on the VOM list.
It
Okay.
really needs to. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Absolutely. Oh my god.
You know,
Abs-
possible
abs-
future
Absinthe,
guest.
Absolutely.
Absinthe makes the heart grow. What?
Were you about to do a Lacey reference?
I was. Possible future guest Lacey Anthony has a deep and abiding gift for song prompts. It's truly amazing how good she is at it.
At making them up.
Yes.
Oh.
She's really good at them.
Cool.
I feel like I've thrown some good ones in there, but
Okay,
none
well,
of them
I'm just gonna-
none of
I
them
just
have
wanted to
ever
make
been
you feel better.
chosen.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna tell him right now. I'll do Gothic Apothecary.
Are you just
Do you have-
sending that to Rob?
Do you
No,
have
it's
the
not.
appropriate
It's not.
attire?
Do you have?
Ooh.
Do you have the appropriate attire?
It's
It's
pronounced
not-
it's not-
Soundland.
It's a valid question.
Valid question, me.
Is it dark and brooding things, or is it
Will
a
you
Hello
be-
Kitty towel?
Something
draped
involved.
over
Yeah,
the
the answer is yes.
like
Either
wrapped
way,
around my waist?
and something for your décolletage. You know, just so you're
Your dick hole, what?
décolletage, the booble area, the upper booble
Stop
area.
saying that. There's company present.
Booble?
Dickolatage.
Décolletage.
You nasty. You're just nasty.
Why? Why you so nasty?
You're nasty.
Now there's a drop for you.
You're nasty.
Why you so nasty?
Alrighty.
I know all that
so
was to
Jules-
stall for me to play a song. And
Yeah,
I'm
play a
still
fucking
deciding.
song, Jules.
No rules, Jules.
Sure.
JB.
Let's do this then.
JB's, are you with me? No.
No.
Hey.
Hey, Jules,
Hey,
they're gonna
B.
play a song on you.
Hey, Jules!
Okay, now we've done our silly voices.
Okay,
Kyla,
great,
yours?
Great.
I do my silly voice all night.
I don't know what you mean.
You don't even know what
I
my
just-
real voice sounds like.
You've never heard me speak correctly before.
Oh, my corgis! Someone, please get my corgis!
Don't kill the corgis.
You think they killed those dogs?
No, they totally killed the dogs.
I think they might kill those dogs.
They already said they might kill those
I
dogs.
think everybody hated those dogs.
I think
yeah.
everybody
Gothic.
hated those dogs.
Gothic apothecorgi.
Maybe you should
That's how
go
they
with
drug them. They
Thunderdome.
apothecorgi them.
Yeah, that's the maester for the corgis is the
I
apothecorgi.
don't know why you were worried about Thunderdome.
Boy, oh boy.
Can't
Okay.
you just see them like lining up outside the apothecorgi, all the little corgis with their little hats, and they're like going to the apothecorgi?
Just listening to The Cure.
Goth corgis.
the corgi, I think is what.
The
you call it.
Corgis! I missed you so much, Sean. I don't know if that's come up. Now
oh
play
boy.
a fucking song, Jules.
Can you leave me alone for like 1 second so I can play a fucking song?
When are you gonna play a song,
I'm
Jules?
just trying to play a song.
I just think you should play
Are
a song,
you
Jules.
buffet? Are you buffet?
Are you bothered?
Are you buffet?
Are you doing the one where Donna Noble shows up
Yes,
on the
in
comic
David Tennant's
relief?
class.
David
and-
Tennant.
Yes, and
Some
Red
of these
Nose
things
Day.
are just.
It's just for us. It's just for
Are you
us.
Scottish? Are you Scottish?
I thought you were a doctor. Are you Scottish?
You're a doctor.
What doctor? All right.
Oh, are you playing one of yours?
Yeah, guy.
Cool. Are you playing it on piano?
Oh, is that what it sounds like?
Does sound like a piano.
Sorry, I have my
Chris has been working with the
wrong pedal on.
with the speech pathologist on his context clues, and he's doing a great job. And you should tell him so.
Hey, Chris, you're doing a great job with your context clues
Thank you.
from your speech mythologist.
I heard a story about that once, but it's really old.
I don't know if it's true.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's do that. Is that coming through okay? Sound like level to the voice and all that. Okay. You say you're complicated, might be an understatement. Foolishly I tried when I think we got it right. You wanna pick a fight, gut me then twist the knife, leave me there to die. Love in a crowded room with the thought of you creeping up behind my home, though it never was in the cards for us. You refuse to leave me alone. when I'm mistaken. But you say you never make 'em. You were more than fair. Shit. You hooked me, then cut me off. You're gone, but still hurt me often. Nails in a buried coffin, struggling for air alone. In a crowded room, with the thought of you lurking everywhere I go. Though I never could do you any good, you refuse to leave me alone. We were so close, could have been something to behold. Easy come, easy go. If you're not invested, it's probably best. Was I just a phase, disposable part to be replaced? Did I throw my heart away, used up and tossed on your pile of regrets? Sometimes even I need a break from me. Only so much you can take from me. Try to move on without you. Try to forget about you. Give the space you need, but you keep on sniffing round, knowing it brings me down. I keep to my side the town, but you won't let me be alone in a crowded room with the thought of you slipping in between the cracks. That was all you saw from behind your wall. Oh, you and I were always, you and I were always, you and I were
Very nice.
That song is long.
I like long
Long song. I have trouble writing short songs these days because all of my songs now are homework songs because I've painted myself this corner of writing this album that's like a narrative thing, and so like I feel like everything I write has to be. I'm kind of breaking away from that recently, where I'm just kind of just writing just stuff that comes out because I got like a bunch of stuff just oozing out of me, just from orifices, and it's all, So I'll take it down in notes and stuff.
Drip,
But, yeah.
drip, drip, drip.
Yeah, it's the drip, man. Then
Drippy
we'll all
drip.
go to Raging Waters.
Is that a place?
It's a water park in I believe
Is that Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
in the San Gabriel Valley, which is a part of the greater Los Angeles area.
So, yes. So, Jules, are we coming to the wrap time?
I hope not.
I mean, we are at 2:45. How are we
But
feeling?
we started early.
How's everybody doing with the feeling and the doing and the feeling?
I feel like I want to hear another Kyla song, and
Good
then
call.
I had one more song that I wanted to play. You guys were talking about like drinking songs.
Yeah.
There it is.
I would like you to
and,
play at least
then-
one more song.
And then
Agreed.
and then probably it'll be about 9:00 here. Of course, means it's significantly later for you guys, and I probably need to help with the kids or something like that. So
I mean, honestly, I was more saying it. We'd love to hear you both play. It was more of Kyla being in her time zone that she is in,
Yes.
and whatnot. Not that she can't make her own decisions for her
Well,
time zone,
look,
but I figured.
hey man, you want to flip a coin, whether or not you
Or-
play, or just
no,
just
I-
play
Or do
a
you
song?
just want to play?
Kyla wants to play.
Yeah, I'll
Kyla
play.
wants to
Look at
play?
that! Look at that!
Play
Look at those eyes!
Look at that!
I'll
Look
play
at
some.
that!
Yay.
You can't
Oh
see
my
what it's
God.
because of my glasses, and they're all.
You're wrong. We can see you.
I can see him. I saw those
You
eyes.
are.
Just like, why wouldn't I want to play?
Play. Mock Shao.
What,
We're here,
what,
aren't we?
What should I play though?
Song. Play song.
Question.
What's the most bummer song you have?
I probably played the most bummer song I have,
Oh,
but
maybe.
I'll play one that I play that I used to play a lot, also from my. First
What about
album.
like a song that you have that you just think that the person, the voice or the character is just a total loser?
Ooh.
No, I don't
gotta-
have a
I gotta-
song
I gotta
like
You
few
that.
of
don't have any.
those.
You don't have any of
I don't have a
those.
song like that, but I'll play.
Written
I'll
from the
play for
first
Jules this song that someone came up to me after a show and was like, "That's the saddest song I ever heard."
Ugh.
And I don't think it's that. I was like, "Oh, I guess, yeah, I guess it is."
Then
actually,
you
from the
lead a
beginning."
charmed life.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Also, another one that I don't play that often, but here we go. Daylight. Sun hits, the car heats up so hot I can barely breathe. Just me and the dog, sleeping in the back seat on the side of the road. This dog has seen more of this world than most people I can name. Got her down in Texas, so the heat's only bothering me. Roll down the windows, air out the car some before driving on. Breakfast, soda, crackers, and water. Check to see if I'm running low on gasoline. Don't ask me where I'm from, that's a question too hard for me to answer. I've been traveling all my life and I don't recall just where I began. Got nothing but a few mixtapes, an old typewriter, couple books. some worn and faded photographs of the times I now deem to have been better, and an old-fashioned suitcase holding lingerie. I got the car, got the dog too, is my house full of youngsters. Where's that man? Still telling me he loves me while his hairline's receding and his belly's growing. But once I was a little girl, right into my mother's arms. She told me one day I'd find love and be holding children of my own. To think that I believed her then ain't the hard part. No. The hardest part is I'm still wishing that she was right. A good 5 years has passed since there was someone happy just to hold me. I was sober then, I had something better to depend on. Some people talk a lot and they fill you up full of wonders, notions. I'm sick of people who just talk, so if you say it, please mean it. 'Cause I'm dancing in a grimy bar for the clientele of the toothless man, stealing change just to stay alive and drinking because I need to. And one by one I've managed to push away every friend I made. And I will sing a better song when I sit to write my memoirs with a bottle of something hard to wash down the prescription. 'Cause when I look back on it, all my stories are pretty hateful. Yeah, I got a few happy ones too, but all they do is make me midnight, pretty cold in the backseat, me and the dog in a gas station parking lot.
Absolutely.
I like that one a lot.
Thank you.
Evocative as fuck.
And I appreciate once again when you use chord changes that we might be able to come up with, because you don't usually do that.
She kept flipping around the order of them, though. Nice little sneaky.
A little sneaky, yeah, you're not wrong.
Little sneakums. We love a sneakums, though, here.
We love to see it and to hear it.
And hear it.
Sneakums.
All right,
And
well,
speaking of,
Kyla,
yes.
if you do have to go,
not trying to get rid of you,
We're
just
not-
trying to be mindful
we're
of the
not
time.
pushing you out.
I'll stick around a little. I'm
Okay, all right,
wiry.
all right,
I want to hear more songs.
all right. Well, then we're doing it.
It's a good plan, Sean.
Let's
Does
get
that
at least
does that bring up
at
anything
the
at you?
very least one
Very
more
least.
from you,
Yes.
you son of a person that we know about. Good talk.
I appreciate you staying up late to be here with me while I'm drowned in your memory. 12 ounces in, 3 shots of gin, Planning on drinking till they send me home. Have you ever felt so alone? Found yourself screaming at the telephone, saying, call me, but if this is the end, I gotta say, you're a better friend than a lover, and I'm a better lover than a friend. Maybe if I begged, you'd take me back to bed, where, oh my God, meant something good. But if I know you, and I think I do, you'd never do anything I think you should. Have you ever felt so alone? Found yourself screaming at the telephone, saying, call me if this is the end. I gotta say, you're a better friend than a lover, and I'm a better lover than a friend. And I called you and called you and waited weeks for you to call me. Now I moved on to the drinking, visions blurring. I say I love you, but I'm slurring down my mouth for losing, feeling damn my soul for feeling weary. Damn this bottle for its emptiness, and damn the soul in you that makes me lose my place where I was going, lose the race I thought I was winning. Yeah, I thought I was winning. Have you ever felt this alone? Found yourself screaming at the telephone, saying, call me if this is the end. Gotta say, you're a better friend than a lover, and I'm a better lover than a friend. And I'm a better lover than a friend.
Boo. Ew, yucky. Ugh, gross. Ew, good song. Boo. Ugh.
It left a taste in your mouth.
It left a taste in my mouth, and I don't like taste. I like things bland.
How bland?
Jules bland. We love to see it, folks. All right. Well,
No balls.
I would love to do another round of songs if we could just do that sort of deal. Do you guys?
One more round, and then to bed.
Everybody can leave.
I
Kyla,
like that.
Kyla, you can leave immediately after you play.
I'll stick for the whole round.
It's understood if you don't, but
Seriously,
appreciate it if you do.
because we've
kids,
been known to go.
Hey, boys.
Sir.
I was just reading a. There was something came across my Twitter feed the other day that is applicable to this moment. So I'm in nurse practitioner school, and so I have to do these little like reading assignments and stuff. And we were talking about malpractice and how a patient becomes. Thank you. How a patient becomes like in a situation where they could hold you liable for some kind of advice that you give. And apparently, somewhere in Canada, a farmer like was communicating with some kind of grain distributor and sent a thumbs up emoji, and that was like, and then the people ordered whatever they thought that he wanted, and then he was like, well, that wasn't a binding contract, and so Canada's court somewhere said that that was a binding contract. So basically Kyla has just given us a binding contract, so you can't, so don't bother trying to unwind it. It's all cooked.
Don't bother.
Kyla's in it to win it.
Talk about gotcha journalism, huh?
You betcha.
Boy, oh boy.
So who's up
Gotcha.
next? Sean, who's up next?
Well, I think it feels like you.
Me?
I,
that
I
doesn't
was gonna
seem
say,
right.
I was gonna say that too.
And then Jules, and then I'll go, and then Kyla can finish the night.
Yeah.
And Blue's
So
jam.
that so
I
that
like
you
it.
have a reason to stay here, Kyla. Basically.
Yes.
All right.
That's why I go
Now you're
last at
stuck.
open mics.
I mean, and we should end this round should be the sleepiest, quietest songs to put Kyla to sleep and make her feel like she doesn't want to
the
sing the last
lullaby
song.
round.
And then she has to wake herself up and like psych herself up just to do one more thing.
We love to see it. Sean, you are now the new segment producer. Chris, you're fired.
Absolutely, I'd fire me too. Now I don't see. I had a song that I really liked. It was my parade song, but I didn't have a good sleepy song. What about something about lowered expectations? Does that count?
Yes. Or your disturbed song.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I mean, I want to hear that.
oh yeah. Wait, do you like that one, or do you?
Or do
Or do
I?
you like
right,
that
it's one of those.
Or
I like
do you?
those. I like that
Or-
song. Or do I?
Do you like that one, or do
I
you?
think that should be a new segment.
I didn't realize that was happening. Apologize.
Was it good or am I wrong?
Absolutely, Sean.
You bet. None taken. Love to see it. And then some. Sometimes it's all that keeps me here, knowing what it would do, but it's never that far away. Pull is always with me. No, it's not fair to put that on anyone. Anyone could tell you it doesn't change it. It doesn't change a thing. If it's a coward's way out, at least I'd get to leave. If I ever do, it wasn't you. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. It scares me how much it doesn't scare me. Seems the most natural thing. Makes me think of that old line. Can't fire me, I quit. I wonder what they'd remember. If it would put them down too far. The hole I left could be better filled elsewhere. It's always been there. If it's a coward's way out, at least I'd get to leave. If I ever do, it wasn't you. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Sit in the car again alone. They'll always feel it and what it's gonna do to them. And you, if it's a coward's way out, at least I'd get to leave. If I ever do, then I had to trust and believe. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Thanks.
Yeah, I like that one.
Thank you.
Yas, queen.
I don't know how I feel about that one, but it is one.
That one, it's pretty. It's a good.
I like
Thanks.
It's,
Or do you?
Or do I? Who knows, man?
Or are you wrong?
Or did you?
Okay, so just like somebody throw out some sort of vibe because, you know, it's a vibes-based economy. New segment,
Vibes-based economy.
So just
With your host, Blues Jand.
schools George.
Are you going to get one of the t-shirts? He never made a
summer.
t-shirt for me. He's known me for
T-shirts.
20 years. Just saying.
If they're publicly available, yes. I
I
am
mean,
a T-shirt, by the way.
He did drive 9 hours to see me, so
Yeah. Too soon to say the other thing.
yep. So what's the vibe? Check the vibe, y'all.
Check the vibe. Vibe check. Hashtag.
Tyler, scene, any thoughts or feelings? Sean, you look
what's your
completely
happiest song,
flabbergasted.
Jules?
My
What's
happiest,
your
song. I mean,
I
do
want to know. I want to know.
Okay. You just want me to explain it to you, or you want me to play it?
No, you have to play it.
Yeah, I want you to play it.
Okay.
Yep.
Shit.
We want the
it was
upbeat.
this
My
close.
my happiest song with no balls.
Yeah, and then Henry Louis Gates shows up and, you know, shows your bloodline. It's like, there were Nazis in there. It's like, no, not again. Oops, all Nazis.
Again with the Nazis?
Okay. How does... Well, that's not in tune, but... Is that how didgeridoos work? Do they just do the into the thing? Is that all they do?
Yes and yes.
That's a serious question, but
Why so serious?
I'm the Joker. Okay. I blame you, Kyla. It's not in tune, but it's gonna have to do. Ew. Does that sound okay? All right. Desert gets so cold at night. I catch mornings like, yeah, how I know I'm on. You know what I'm thinking before I say every time I'm sinking, you save me from my words. You complete my soul. I was yours before hello, and I thought you should know I will always be around, cherish and obey every single thing you say, and I'm gonna love you every day till they put me in the ground. Thought I needed someone else, like a drowning man needs rain. Put my heart upon a shelf to keep away the pain. No, you wore through my defenses, and you stole my every breath. Your eyes, they knocked me senseless, and they scared me half to death. Yeah, you complete my soul. I was yours before hello, and I thought you should know I will always be around now to cherish and obey every single thing you say. I'm gonna love you every day until they put me in the ground. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
That's heartening.
See, I can do nice things.
Thing.
Yes.
You could do nice thing.
Nice thing.
And by the way, Jules, you're getting your wish. I think we're at end game length at this point.
Oh, we're past endgame now. Yeah.
So were you was there like were you guys dictating what type of song we were singing for the last time?
No. Whatever the fuck either of you want.
Rabbit.
Kyla, do you have a
No, that's all right.
vibe? No? Okay.
A calming feeling holds me close, and there you are. mulling over how to do the thing. The fog sails in, and there you are. Close but never close enough. Sleep is calling me, and there you'll be. A sight for sore eyes, you'll say to me, let me in. We'll play some old songs till it's 4 a.m. Old friends, let me in. Remember how we used to touch, caressing bodily, and there will be. Tangled hair, aurora borealis, dancing flames on my horizon. And all I know is you ask and I say yes. We are where bygones go to be bygone. Spent years gathering up the reasons why it's not to be, just to toss them all aside along with our pride. It's not to be. Embers floating, touching down, lighter wood are we, and there will be. Breath steaming from our open mouths, our own heat. You're wearing mazes that I've figured out what it's all about, our own heat. You're part of a pair most rare. You've made a coat of me, and there I will be. Tangled hair, aurora borealis, dancing flames on my horizon. And all I know is you ask and I say yes, 'cause we are where bygones go to be bygone. Some cinnamon hot chocolate, cherry schnapps, warm inside. Cuddled up a pair of wayward souls, hearts of gold, warm inside. We've dodged the raindrops, beat the flood, lighter now are we, and there will be. There will be, there will be, there will be.
Oh, that was very pretty. You wanted your lullaby mode.
Yeah. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
What?
Squarespace. Squarespace mattress. Come on, man.
Purple mattress.
Purple mattress. Corn pop.
Happy to Doritos.
I've never been so happy to be going home to my purple mattress tonight here on the podcast. I just want to tell you that we're not brought to by the purple mattress tonight. And I don't
But we
sleep
could
on a
be.
purple mattress. But when I put the filter over my light, I have a purple mattress. Saves a lot of money that way.
Maybe.
Purple mattress light filters.
Yes. Brought to you by mattresses and filters. Filtered mattresses. Sail Hayton.
Don't be Sail
Oh
Hayton.
my god.
Hail Satan.
Would you would you like to hear a longer song that I wrote with Diva Hexcellent, the singer of Endearing Perversion, but it's like a folk song? Or was that looked like excitement?
That
Yeah,
seems
that's-
like the
That's
answer.
quite good. That's quite
Okay,
good.
that's
I explained to Sean what the context for that
So,
because he wasn't here for that
years
part.
ago. I played in Newfoundland heavy metal band Endearing Perversion with my very good friend Kara Windsor Hare. And in the band, she was Diva Hexcellent, and she wrote the lyrics and sang them. And I was Mistress Pandemonium, and I wrote the riffs and played them. And recently, we've begun writing serious folk songs together. And we had wrote a song together about John Prine, because she kind of woke up in the middle of the night when John Prine was in the hospital and wrote down a bunch of words and sent them to me, and it really fit in. I put music to them, and it really fit in with the themes of the album I was recording, which is all about kind of accepting yourself and trying to do things with your life kind of thing. And I phoned her to ask her if I could record it, and was like, these are the themes of the album, and like this song would fit in it. And she was like, oh, Tilly, I got a set of lyrics for you. So she sent me these lyrics, and I put these to music, and it is on the album as well. So
And I also love the idea that those names could work perfectly well for roller derby too.
they could. She actually was in roller derby. I don't remember who wrote her roller. I don't remember what her roller derby name was, but she did roller derby, which is really hard to say. She
I
did
bet it was a good one.
derby for a little while. Yeah, I bet it was. She's a stand-up comedian, so she's very funny, and she like broke her leg or something and had to stop doing roller derby.
And
But yeah,
comedy?
This and she might have broke her leg doing comedy.
Now she's a hop-up comedian as opposed to a stand-up comedian.
Boy. Chris Eric, everybody.
Last song, everybody.
Okay, that's great. Unceremonious end.
Brought to you by Labatt Blue Light for when you have a blue light that's Labatt. Blue light.
I'm trapped in the basement, I don't have an ashtray, and I spend my time wasting and fretting on bad days. Black mold on the lawn, burn holes in all my shoes. And if I could focus on good deeds, not bad, I might have spent winter not feeling so down. Replaying what she's saying over an endless and on. I'd have strode out on the ice with my swimsuit and axe. I'd have chopped a big hole with a few clumsy whacks, and I'd drown out her voice there in the frozen pond. Throw your arms out and furl your cloak, push on through to the butterfly stroke. Kick out hard and ride on the wave that you make. Let the murk and the muck pass underneath. Let the grasses and fishes tickle your feet. If I could focus on good deeds, not bad, I might have spent winter not feeling so down. Replying what she's saying over an endless and on. I'd have strode out on the ice with my swimsuit and axe. I'd have chopped a big hole with a few clumsy whacks, and I'd drown out her voice there in the frozen pond. Fingertips wrinkled up high on bliss. Skin smells like pond's boggy dank kiss. Skin prickles and shiver, lips blue, digits pale. Joy quivers to bursting in euphoric flail. to spend when you're not feeling so down. Replying what she's saying over an endless and on. I just strode out on the ice with my swimsuit and ducks. I just chopped a big hole with a few clumsy whacks. And I drown out her voice there in the frozen pond. Down in the bog, cold from the spring, leeches and eels to the rocks clinging, musky and muddy and stinking of meat. Frog song fly bitten, I am complete.
Damn,
that-
that was awesome.
That is what the kind of thing I think of when I think of your music. It's like, it changed again. Oh, a thing. Oh, shit. Oh, did it? Yes, that was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I put a link in the chat because as soon as you started that song, I was like, oh, I gotta get the link. And so I was wandering for a moment, grabbing this link of this song that I referenced earlier. The Serpent song. It's very strange. It's only a couple of minutes long, and I'm not saying your music is strange, but it's just like twisty and turny kind of thing.
Definitely twisty. And
I like twisty and turny. I have a lot of twisty and turny songs. So, yes, and I shall look that up.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, we have officially beaten the Irishman, which means we're better than Martin Scorsese.
It's official.
So, go eat it, Marty.
Here's to it.
Here's to Marty going to eat it. Everybody raise up whatever you can just raise your hand. It's fine. It doesn't fucking, that's great. That's good. That's good. We love to see it. And good night and good luck. And we're sorry. And thank you. Thank you, Sean. Thank
so
you
much.
Thank
and
you,
so
Kyla.
much.
Really nice to meet you, Kyla.
It's really nice to meet you, Sean.
Maybe you'll cross
Thanks
paths
for having me.
on the VOM.
Yes.
But what is this? A crossover episode?
I'm impressed we made it that long without bringing it up again.
Oh, boy. Good night.
Well,
Goodbye.
for No Balls, I am Chris. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye. Goodbye.